Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NFL Primetime 2002, ESPN's own NFL Primetime 2002, here on youtube.com/Shaunosaurus Season 5 of Random Rosters. We're on episode number 86, but if you haven't watched the previous 4 seasons, no big deal. If you want to watch them, please go ahead and watch them. That's fantastic of you. But if you haven't watched them, no big deal. Maybe go watch the first 5 episodes of this. It's a quick and breezy 15 hours, no problem. You can knock that out in a day. Or knock it out in a night. Let it play overnight while you're asleep. It'll invade your dreams. You'll see what happens. We play 4 games. Well, we don't play. We watch 4 games every single week, every Tuesday, right here on youtube.com/Shaunosaurus because I enjoy old simulated football, watching it and commenting on it. Sometimes we learn things. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to the game. But most of the time, I feel like I commentate on the games. So it's a good time. It's fun. Tuesdays, be sure to be here. 6 a.m. is when those post, so they're ready for your viewing pleasure when you awake from your slumber. Or maybe you're getting ready to go to bed. Again, put it on. Have weird fever dreams about me talking about old football. The concept is simple. We randomize the rosters by doing a fantasy draft at the beginning of the season. Most of the fun, honestly, is just kind of seeing where the players are and then seeing how the season progresses. It's exciting for the first chunk of the season, probably the first 5-6 weeks as we cycle through all the teams, which is easier because we're doing 4 games instead of 3. Then there's maybe a little bit of a lull in some of the middle weeks, but then we start to get to the playoff push, and that's where it kind of reinvigorates the exciting stuff. So yeah, it's a good time. I say every Tuesday, knowing full well that next week we will be taking a quick, brief week off. Quick and brief, I promise. We're going to take a look at Madden NFL 24, provided that everything unlocks according to plan. If not, we'll be back with it, whatever. I've been looking at it on the Xbox, making sure it's going to unlock the 14th of August. Yeah, 14th of August at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Then I should be able to jump in and play with the EA 10-hour trial. If any of those steps falter, I'll have a game, I'll have a video ready to roll, and you'll be able to just continue watching this season. But we might be looking at Madden NFL 24. Hopefully, we'll take a look at that. And that'll probably be about the same length that this is. I imagine I'll play that for a couple hours, check out the game, realize it's a disappointment, and move on. Speaking of things that are disappointments, I guess, we're moving on to week 6 here in the random rosters of NFL Fever. Nope, NFL Primetime. This is NFL Primetime. We had a good batch of games in the last week's installment, and we're hoping for another good batch today. As you can see, we're going to start off with the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in an AFC Central showdown. Then we're going to head to Minnesota to check on the Lions taking on the Vikings. Now, I don't think we've had either of these teams on recently. Just glancing at my notes, week 3 we saw Minnesota play Chicago, and Minnesota played very well. But the reason I put this game on is because the Lions are 0-for. They haven't won anything yet. And the Vikings lost to a previously winless New Orleans Saints last week. So I'm curious to see if Minnesota can bounce back. Is there some kind of injury situation? We'll see what happens in that game. Do I remember the original starters for that team? Absolutely not. Then we are going to head to... where are we going next? Oh, we're going to check out the Broncos taking on the Seahawks in Seattle. I have this listed backwards, but that's fine. The Seahawks are currently in first place in the AFC West. If Denver can get a win, they can tie for the AFC West. It would put both teams at 4-2. And then depending on how the Raiders did, there could be a 3-way tie for the AFC West lead. But we'll see. So it'll be in Seattle. We'll check out Denver taking on the Seahawks. And then we will check on 2 teams we haven't seen since week number 1, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. So there you have it. That's our lineup today, fully formed before I even started these videos. Let's start recording, which I didn't do last week. Yesterweek. All right, let's go to Cincinnati to check out Cleveland taking on those Cincinnati Bengals. Go ahead and do that, and then do this, and then do that, and then do this. Great time to subscribe right now during the loading screen. It did the thing again where it didn't give me a freaking bit of audio, and I didn't realize it again. I'm aware that there's no signal, Elgato. There it goes.
What are we looking for in today's game, Tommy?
The Cincinnati Bengals come into this game leading the AFC Central, determined to make it 4 in a row this week with another win. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns come into this game in 4th place of their division. Offensively, they're currently ranked 15th in the NFL passing the football.
I hate when it does
running
this.
game ranks 10th
It's so annoying
overall.
when it does this.
Thanks, Tom.
Hold on. Okay. Jason Elam's going to kick off here. Seems like the audio is kind of borked.
Off by Elam.
Early in the ball
I don't
game,
know.
it's important
There we
to
go.
focus and get into the
I think that's
rhythm of the
better.
game.
I'm not really sure. Everything should be sorted out and figured out.
First
Second
down,
time in the last
10
like
to go.
3 weeks. I should notice it. I got to recognize it because it's in my headphones. I should be able to hear it in my headphones. Or the lack of sound should be tipped off with my headphones because it does have the menu music. Here's a look at the offensive line immediately for the Cleveland Browns. Eddie George, Chris Carter, Plexico Burress.
2nd and 10.
Cleveland, if I remember correctly, they're kind of one of those teams that have like a few really good pieces between the running back and the receivers, the skill positions. And then I believe it's actually Dante Culpepper. Never mind. Dante Culpepper, a good quarterback. Good quarterback.
3rd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
At least I think, is it Dante Culpepper? I saw number 11 back there. I thought.
Burline looks down.
Oh, it's Steve Berline. Never mind. We're fine.
At the
I can go back to my
33-yard line.
original thing. Really good pieces at the skill position and the quarterback that's not super great. So we'll see how that affects. Well, we've seen how it affects the Cleveland Browns because they lost, I want to say 10-9 in week number 4. Cleveland ran out of time on a game-winning field goal attempt against Jacksonville back in week 4. I have that one highlighted because instead of whatever their record is now, which is 2-3, I want to say, but I can check it. 2-3. They could be 3-2, looking for that 4th win and kind of looking for what Denver's looking for a little bit later today. Pick up the win, take down the team that's in front of you, even out your records, and see what you can do for the rest of the season. Pitch to the left side after Cleveland does a whole lot of nothing and punts the ball. Tim gets nothing on that first down play. 2nd and 10 here for Cincinnati in Cincinnati, where we've seen saw the Bengals play the Ravens back in week number 3. That man slipped on a patch of ice. There's a spin move and a really nice play. This game loves throws to the running backs out of the backfield, receivers in the backfield. We saw repeated like 15 yards after catch for 6 total yards. Best 3. And you're like, oh man, this is bad.
First down and 10
But
to
that
go.
one works. I mean, that's what they're looking for is those big chunk plays out of the backfield. Bayaka-Patuka.
With the ball. A 3-yard run by Bayaka-Patuka. 2nd and 6.
I have to do that sometimes when I'm playing the
43-yard
MLB games of like, just wait for them to say the name. They'll give you the pronunciation.
line. Handoff to Bayaka-Patuka.
There's a really nice handoff. Bayaka-Patuka.
Gets the first down. Great use of blockers on that play.
Wow. Cincinnati doing a great job with the running game here so far. I don't think they've really thrown anything down the field. They've mostly been the run game. There's another pitch to the outside. Blocked okay, and then a nice play by number 42 on the backside of that defense. Tony Driver driving to the ball. That's the main character from the Driver series. Tony Driver. Driver's last name. I think he's literally just called The Driver. That is a series that I have thought about for years playing through.
At the 29-yard line.
It's probably not a great idea,
That was a situation where the
but
receiver made the quarterback look good.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to play, especially Driver 2 as an older gamer, because I remember my brother and I had that game, and there's a mission in Havana that is so difficult. And like that was where we just got stuck. There was just nothing we could do to pass that mission. I also may have bought the Driver 2 strategy guide at one point, but I don't know why I would have done that. Uh-oh. What happened? What is going on with my monitor? Whoa. Whoa. What's happening? Oh, no. Ah. What's wrong? Hold on. Is it okay? Is everything okay?
The 12-yard line.
The ESPN logo is blue. It was like the alternate universe ESPN.
Pass play.
This is a cursed gameplay. I must have bumped a... Might have bumped a cord while I was kind of moving my feet around. Oh, that was not a good time for a play-action pass. On the flip side, it was a terrific individual effort on the outside to get to the quarterback after the play-action pass. It's interesting. Some of these play-actions are either to a ghost or there is so much clutter and garbage in the pocket that it's just not good. Like, it's such a bad play-action pass, and everything's cluttered and it collapses so quickly. And I don't even know that it's always the defense doing it. I think it's just the offense doesn't run it very well, and the defense takes advantage. Not a great run back there for Cleveland. They'll start their next drive 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line.
The Browns put a man in the slot.
Cincinnati did take a good chunk of this first quarter clock. We're down to 1:03, and Cincinnati leads by 3. Burline throws and finds a receiver right at the sticks. We'll see if they give it to him. David Sloan, I apologize. 1 reception for 10 yards. First down and 10. Burline throws to nobody. Pass interference, and that's probably why you saw that. Probably why you saw that.
Penalty accepted. First down.
Not pass to nobody. It was perfectly like too far behind one guy, but too far in front of another guy, and split that difference perfectly. And then there's a penalty on the play. 1st and 10. So from the 30-yard line, not a huge yardage play, but a fresh set of downs. Burline deep drop, little float pass over the middle to nobody, overthrew the receiver. Would have loved to have seen the Bengals try to pick that ball off, because there was not a whole lot of that was a pretty the receiver was the defensive player was very open on that.
2nd and 10.
Like just like the AI rolls the dice and goes, it's incomplete. It just goes, don't worry about it, it's fine. Burline throws left side, nice leaping grab there to pick up the first down and a few extra yards. Second year for Plexico Burress out of Michigan State. 1st and 10 at the 44. Cleveland, even with all of Cincinnati's success over recent years, has really had the Bengals' number. Even with Joe Burrow and company in the league. We'll see what this year brings, but Joe Burrow currently out with a hamstring injury for several weeks, so we'll see what happens there. And I believe they start the season off against Cleveland, which could put a funk in Cincinnati's season just right off the bat. Season that came to a close in Kansas City, as Kansas City would go on to win their 2nd NFL title.
Score at the end of the first
3-0 score here at the end of the first quarter is 3-0. Orange versus orange. So it's either black and yellow, black and purple, or orange. Orange and black, orange and brown. Burline drops and throws a deep pass down the right side. It's caught. The man missed the tackle, and he's in for 6. Burline, a deep throw down the sideline. We don't see a ton of these successful. Some of these passes be successful, and that's usually when they are successful, is when the player just kind of misses a tackle. We saw the Carolina Panthers take out 3 of their own players. Ryan Lindell, a Washington State sighting. Kick is up, kick is good. 7-3, Cleveland up over Cincinnati as Lindell gets ready to kick the ball away.
Kickoff by number 9.
From the goal line, he'll get up to the 20, to the 25. And sometimes it feels like this game warps the players a couple of yards to initiate the tackle animation. Hitboxes are just so weird.
Pull back to the strong side, 2 tight ends for the Bengals.
So the first play of the second quarter is a touchdown for Cleveland. Cincinnati looking to respond. Nice little throw out to the left side. Walt Harris there to make the tackle after a gain of 6. Second down and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
Pitch left side by Akapatuka.
Out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
He's whispering, showing a play to Steve Berline, who's in a very weird position on the sideline. Like they only have a couple of different standing positions for their players.
It's a run.
They're going with a run. Nice find off the right side. Really saw the gap, hit that gap, and got the first down. Straight north and south running. A good job by Cincinnati to pick up a fresh set of downs.
Send a man in motion.
Short drop and a nice throw over to the left side. We see that, we saw that a lot in Madden 2004 of just 1, 2, third step. Once you're hitting that third step, you're ripping the ball out.
1st and 10.
It led to, it was a feast or famine. Sometimes you'd see an interception, sometimes you'd see a completion, and it felt, it wasn't like even, but
a 6-yard run by Akapatuka.
It wasn't like some of the other sports games we've had, like March Madness 2005, where you watch the play develop and you go, oh, here's a 3. Here's a 3. It's a little more 50-50 than that, but an interesting kind of play to see used so frequently, especially late in the season. Willie Jackson comes up with a nice catch in between about 4 Browns players. And that'll be a fresh set of downs deep in Cleveland territory. Cincinnati's got to pay this off with a touchdown, not a field goal. They're going to pitch to the left side. 78 in pursuit. And a nice tackle there by number 20. 78 did a good job to push him to continue to stretch that toward the sideline rather than turning it upfield. I don't know that 78's really going to make a tackle, but you don't want to give him any sort of an angle. Just try to get to the outside and get around. The 2-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 12 from the 29-yard line by Akapatuka. Oh, nope, sorry, different guy. Number 40. He's going to get slung down, and Walt Harris picks up his 4th tackle, but gives him an extra yard or so. It makes that a 3rd and 1. A nice 11-yard gain. Probably when you would need an 11-yard gain the most. A 2nd and 12. Play action pass, a float pass into the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Contested catch, the coverage draped all over him. Cincinnati right back down the field, and they come away with 6. It's a really good use of the play action pass. They've been making sure that they had been consistently using the run game and have been consistently using the run game throughout this game. Oh my, how was that not blocked? That should have been a blocked extra point. Oh, boo! Boo! Block it! God, that was so close. That was so close. Cleveland will take it from the goal line. He'll get met at the 20. Spun forward a little bit to the 22-yard line, and that's where Cleveland will start this drive. After a bit of a rough start, Cleveland with a much better drive down the field last time. 2:05 to go. Berline deep drop. Into the backfield he goes, and he'll lose a couple there. 2nd down and long coming up right here at the 2-minute warning.
2nd down and 13.
That's right, we're already at the 2-minute warning of the first half of this game. Love the pacing of these games, big fan. And it's why we get to go to 4 games.
Down by Jenkins. Third down with under 2 minutes to go in the half. They'll rush 4 from the nickel.
3rd down and 9. Clock is moving. 1:40 to go here. Takes the snap, throws right side, leaping grab, but hit immediately after the catch. Short of the 40, but long of the first down. 1st and 10. They'll huddle up with 90 seconds to go from the 38-yard line. Throws right side. Another leaping grab. They'll call a timeout. I don't know that I agree with the timeout. I also don't think that this game has the hurry-up offense like enabled at all. So timeout is the most sensible.
Nice job of play call.
Sensible decision right there. I think you flip it though. I think you burn some clock on that last play, the shorter gain. Then you take a timeout after the long gain. Burline is on fire, catching, just throwing darts to everybody. Chris Carter, second catch of the day. Second down and short after the 9.5-yard gain.
Should have been intercepted.
50 seconds to go. Burline again throws right side, leaping grab, and it looked like the animation kicked in to try and catch that on that defensive side for the interception, but no luck, and it's third down and short. Burline again, left side, caught, one-handed snag over the middle of the field. 40 seconds, clock is ticking as he celebrates. First and goal from the 7-yard line. We've seen a lot of we've seen scores and plays that have gotten close to scores toward the end of the first half quite frequently. That was a very weird glitch there. They'll take their second timeout of the half. 27 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That's a good timeout right there. It's a bad sack. Only dropped him about 5 yards. Throw out to the flat to Eddie George. Not a whole lot going on, and he just ran out of bounds.
That's his first pass reception today.
You got to at least try to take that tackler on and see what you can get. You have time. Third down and goal. It's a throw to the end zone over everybody's head, and Eddie George ran out of time, or ran out of bounds. And then an errant throw is going to set up a field goal opportunity. Kind of a harsh angle, but he's got it because he's a professional kicker. We're all knotted up at 10 with 17 seconds to go. See what Cincinnati wants to do. What an exciting first half. Both teams very efficient down the field, really keeping that clock moving. We'll get to the 22-ish yard line, maybe the 23. 14 seconds to go. Burline heating up by the warmer. Be mid-October, so I guess it'd be kind of cold. Greasy throws. He's going to find a receiver, but nothing doing. And Kevin Johnson, he'll pick up his second catch of the day, but Cincinnati won't get another playoff. It's a kind of a frustrating way to see that end. Both teams converting well on third down, and the yardage just barely favors the Browns. It's about 30. I guess it's like 30 yards, so maybe just barely is not a great descriptor. And just like that, we're here in the second half already. From inside the 5 up to the 20, and met by the first man that sees him.
First and 10
from the 20. Bengals come out in an I formation. I don't know that this Bengals offense is built to throw the ball down the field. They're going to try it, though, with Greasy. There's the big play. That's what you're looking for at the end of the first half. It's a big shot down the field. You had timeouts. You pick up a big gain, timeout, maybe do that rollout, Hail Mary sort of thing. I don't want to see Cincinnati get away from the run. It's been so effective. And they're going to go with a pretty nice delayed handoff to Mike Alstott. Cleveland player was just kind of on the ground there. He fell down or got pushed down or knocked down or whatever it was. And his hitbox did a lot of work on that. I hope his hitbox gets the assisted sack or the assisted tackle there. There probably should be way more pass interference calls in this because he jumped and the receiver just did not have a shot at that ball. Brad Maynard coming out for the punt here. He'll kick it away. It'll be returned from about the 30-yard line. Cincinnati in pursuit. Gain of 5 on the return. It'll be from the 40. First and 10. Cleveland throws. It's off Eddie George's hands and incomplete. Both teams looking a little cold coming out of the locker room. You want to see them in a little bit more of a rhythm because they were both looking pretty good early on.
The pitch to George.
We'll go with a pitch to George. George making all kinds of men miss.
A 10-yard run for the first down.
Eddie George wears opposing defenses down with his punishing running style.
Quarterback drops back. Caught.
Throws left side, finds a receiver. That'll be a second down and short following the Eddie George run. 4 catches.
2nd and 1. Strong eye.
4 catches for 56 yards for Chris Carter. 2nd and short.
Looks like play action.
Play action pass, throws and finds a receiver. They're just, or they're in Cincinnati territory. They were on that last play as well. Stanley Pritchett's 2nd catch. He has 2 total yards. That was a much better reception. And it's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Quarterback drops back. Brought down by number 57.
Cincinnati doing a pretty good job tackling on the back end. They did have the kind of the missed, they had the missed play that led to the touchdown, but
at the 30-yard
seems like they're doing a little bit better here to prevent those bigger gains. 2nd and 6, Burline, play action to nobody, and a nice deflected pass on the back end.
That's his first pass defended today.
Boom.
Tajay. Allen on the backside. Just a nice guy, a nice job to just knock it away. You don't have to get the pick, it's fine. If you can, great. If you can't, just, a pass deflection. Live to play another down. You're not giving up a big gain. That time they do give up a big gain, and it is good for a 1st down. So 1st and 10 for Cleveland, just outside the 20-yard line. Burline throws, finds a receiver who's met immediately. Sloan, 3rd catch, 25 yards on the day. And he picked up 6 on that one. 2nd and 4. Quarterback drops and fires over the middle. A couple of defenders in the area. It's an incomplete pass. Big play here for Cincinnati's defense. See if they can slow down Cleveland on a 3rd down and 4. Burline drops back, throws to the flat, met and thrown down.
That's his 5th tackle today.
That is a nice tackle by him to prevent the 1st down. It's a 2-yard loss. And they will bring on the field goal unit. Ryan Lindell, 4 points. On the day, 1 for 1 from the field goal. He's going to kick it. It's up and it's good. Kickers feel like they've kind of figured this video game out a little bit. We had the one disastrous week back in, I think it was like week 2. But they've been more consistent since. So Cleveland retakes the lead 13-10. Met at the 15 after not a great run back inside their own end zone. Rodney Heath, 2nd tackle of the day.
10 at the 15-yard line.
Greasy drops and fires a strike down the field. A couple of yards after the catch there. Make sure to pick up the 1st down. Frank Wycheck setting Cincinnati up with a fresh set of downs at the 29-yard line. There's a pitch to the outside. This is what Cincinnati did so well in the 1st half. I don't know that the pitches or runs to the outside were as effective, but they had a lot of room to run up the middle between the tackles. It was a little bit more where they were more consistently successful. So we go with a play action pass, a throw to the right side. Nice job to turn upfield on a dime by Akapatuka. Stepped out of bounds before he tried to make that move. It got absolutely leveled. Should be 1st down and 10 at about the 49-yard line.
1st and 10.
Now maybe give it to him right at the 50. Greasy drops and fires a pass a little high to Marvin Harrison, but Harrison makes a nice adjustment, pulls that ball down. 2nd down and 3. Greasy throws left side. That time it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Bruce Smith with a pass defense, which is a little wild that there's a lineman picking up a pass defense.
He is arguably the best to ever play the position.
3rd down and 3 for the Bengals.
Greasy.
Maybe a little pass happy, but a nice throw out to the flat, and that time he picks up a good chunk. Tons of Cleveland players in pursuit, and they'll take him down after he gains enough for the first down. One more play here before the end of the third quarter. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And we will get one more play before the end of the third quarter. It's a pass completed out to the boundary, and I think it's going to be a fresh set of downs. Cleveland and Cincinnati's defense is not really doing a whole lot. They're making some plays every once in a while, but this has been a pretty explosive offensive game. A lot of consistency from both quarterbacks through three quarters of this one. 13-10 your score. He'll get dropped back at the 30 by Yakapatuka. Not a whole lot of room to do anything there.
2nd and 16.
6-yard loss. So call it the 29-yard line.
Draw play.
That's a really nice draw play. Second time Cincinnati's used a draw play after a big loss, or I guess just any sort of loss, to really make a difference on this third down. Instead of 3rd and 18 or 16 or whatever it was, after an incomplete pass or maybe another bad run, it's 3rd down and 7. Going to the flat, nothing doing there. Excellent defense on the backside by the Cleveland Browns. And they will come out for the field goal here. Jason Elam of Hawaii, 4 points, 1 for 1 on the field goals today. Should have it figured out at home, but he's no good. Off the right upright. Wow. Just when I said that the kickers were feeling it and they were understanding the video game, the very next field goal attempt is off the right side. And we almost saw Cleveland blocking an extra point. So
2nd down and 9 to go.
It is a 13-10 game here with 3:40 to go in quarter number 4. Good defense there by Cincinnati to stop him as soon as he had the ball in his hands. The good news for Cleveland is that they got the reception, which means that clock turns just a little bit to burn some of this time.
Browns send a man in motion. Pass play.
Burline deep pass down the left side. Incomplete. I thought it was going to be an arm punt there for just a moment, but instead it is an incomplete pass. Tom Rowan comes out for the punt. 4th and 10. Not a terrible run back. He'll get out to the 40, 35? 35-yard line. Should have trusted him. I was trying to use the 20 and then, like, count the lines and, Greasy drops back. Oh, my gosh. The first ever pass. It's tipped and caught by a player. Oh, my goodness. What a play. Frank Wycheck with an incredible reception. Here's a look at the replay. It's just, it was off the hands, and that was the time where they decided, ref took a dive, or took a fall. The ref's just watching in amazement. And then a shoestring tackle, but not before a massive gain that gives Cincinnati a really good opportunity to tie this game, though they should probably be going for the win. I thought Elam would have it, especially at home. To throw out to the flat. Another shoestring tackle by Yakapatuka with another reception, more yards out of the backfield. 2.5 to go here in quarter number 4. Greasy with a bad pass towards Peterson. And just like that, it is 3rd down and 5. See if they just go with a run play. I mean, that's what I would look for. They're not going with the pass play toward the outside. He spun, and what the heck happened there? Oh my goodness, Cincinnati live it on the edge. Holy cannoli. We saw that Seattle game where he had the first down and then spun backwards and lost it. And we almost had that again here in Cincinnati. High throw into the end zone, incomplete. 2:19 to go in the fourth quarter. My goodness. I thought it was going to be a 4th and 2.
The offense had been simply getting the ball off underneath and letting their athletes make the plays with the ball.
One play action pass out to the flat by Patuka. He gets the reception. Couple yard gain there. 3rd down and goal from the 4. Going with oh no. They went with the run, but I think he got a little too cute up front and created a big jumble of players. Jason Elam comes out for the game-tying field goal, but that'll be right after this 2-minute warning. Jason Elam comes out for the game-tying field goal. 4 points, 1 for 2 for field goals today. Long of 33. I got a little scared with the way that came off his foot. I was like, ooh, did he miss it again? So, 1:58 to go. We're all knotted up at 13. We've had a couple of games go into overtime. Not only have they gone into overtime, but they go deep into overtime.
1st down and 10 to go. Defense shows blitz.
Line drops back, throws over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. A couple of Bengals with an opportunity to maybe try and pick that off, but nothing doing there. 2nd down and 10. Burline right side finds a receiver, even though there was a defender that looked like he broke on the ball pretty nicely there.
Boomer, that's frustrating as a defensive coach. You put your players in position, but the offensive player makes the play.
Go 11! Go 11! Set!
Pass play.
Throws over the middle, one-handed grab past the 40.
15-yard pass.
They are winding this clock down, maybe looking for that game-winning field goal. What's been a fantastic game to start us off today.
Took some guts to even try to thread the needle.
Line drops back, throws left side. Cincinnati's defense, you gotta step up here.
1st and 10. Weak eye for the Browns. The quarterback looks to pass.
Big play down the right sideline, or down the right side, I should say. Thought that was actually going to be picked. It looked like the receiver was in pretty poor position, and that's usually like it feels like that's the setup for the interception, just a little too long for the receiver. Burline throws, finds a man who gets hit immediately. This clock is still winding. Plexico Burress, 88 yards on 4 receptions, has a touchdown in this one. Chris Carter earlier, they showed his stats, 68 yards, I believe it was. Burline, float pass, and that's going to be caught, and they are in terrific position to win this game in regulation. Going with the pitch, and they're going for the little pitch throw trick play. I don't know why that is so consistent in this game. Consistently used. It's not a consistent positive or negative result, though maybe it should be a more negative result. That guy was right in the way. A timeout here with 20 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and 13. Throw into the end zone. It's caught. He's going to get the score.
21-yard pass for the touchdown.
Right there. I mean, he got just enough for them to call that a touchdown. Burline.
Here's the extra point attempt.
Wow. Wow. What a surprising result here. Kick is up. The kick is good. 16 seconds to go here. Cincinnati's average starting field position is the 20-yard line, which is honestly right about where it should be. And it'll be just short of that. So a couple of big plays Cincinnati can maybe try and go for. They should have some timeouts to work with to try and tie this up. But their defense just could not come up with a stop. That was a 3rd down and 13 that got converted for a touchdown.
Greasy
throws. It's tipped in the Referee, you can't touch the ball,
Burline
sir.
is awarded
Steve
player of the
Burline, your
game.
game
When
MVP,
you're
2
awarded
touchdown
as
passes,
being the best of the best,
261
that's something
yards.
special.
Threw the ball all over the field. This is a concerning loss for Cincinnati. Their defense could not stop a cold.
Greasy looking to throw. Jackson in traffic.
There's a okay.
Timeout, Bengals.
Maybe they can do something. They need 60 yards here. We should see some motion.
Bengals send a man.
There it is. We're going to see him roll to his right. There it is. Final play of the game.
Greasy looks downfield.
He got hit as he threw it deep down the field. It's caught and he's 3 yards short. It was 3 yards short by Marvin Harrison. He waited until the absolute last second to get rid of that ball. I think they're gonna give him the throwing strength, but they also gave the hit animation. Harrison comes up with it, and he's 3 yards short.
The Browns win by 7 and go to 3-3.
Wow.
I'm Chris Berman. For Tom Jackson, and the
Wow.
entire crew,
Cleveland almost
see you
blew
next
that.
time right here on ESPN.
That's quite a win for Cleveland. They pick up their 3rd win of the season. They drop Cincinnati to 4-2. And they will go ahead and add to the chaos of the already usually chaotic NFC or the AFC Central. Switching to the other Central division, the NFC Central. We're taking a look at the Lions taking on the Vikings. The Lions winless so far this season. Minnesota, I thought looked really good in their victory over Chicago a couple weeks back, but they did lose a game to a winless Saints team. So we'll see if maybe they can get back on the winning side of things, or
NFL
maybe that
Primetime
Chicago
matchup
game was a
on
bit of a fluke.
ESPN. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Berman here with Tom Jackson.
Really good game to
These two
start us
teams
off, a
match up,
high-scoring,
Minnesota
entertaining
Vikings find themselves
matchup
in
between
third
those
place
two
in the
teams.
NFC Central,
A
currently
surprising
in a
result,
two-game
but
losing
maybe
streak.
not. I don't know.
Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions go into the game in last place in the NFC Central in the midst of a 4-game losing streak.
Thanks, Tom.
Haven't won all season
I was
long.
down on
Can
the
that
field
start
before
here
the game,
in
and
the
being
Metro
indoors, the
Dome?
turf in here
Metro
is a
Dome.
really
Okay, so I was
fast
double
track.
checking where we were. Minnesota's 2-3 on the season. Detroit 0-4.
The Vikings are set to kick it off. We're underway.
Early in the ball game,
So
it's
here
important to
we
focus,
go. Our
get
second
into the rhythm
Central
of the game.
Division matchup of the day. This time in the NFC.
by
Vikings
Brown.
in their lovely purple
First down.
purple
and 10 to go.
uniforms. The Lions in their traditional silver helmet with white jerseys. Read an interesting article. I didn't even know. I've talked about it over the last couple of weeks here in this series
By Beckett.
about a lot of the
4-yard pass by Blake.
a lot of the teams bringing back their retro uniforms. The Eagles announced theirs, and there's like teasing and videos that are specific to the eras that they were worn and stuff like that. Interestingly enough, I didn't see a whole lot about Minnesota's new uniforms, which, like Green Bay's kind of 50s classics that weren't really classics because they've both had very standard looks
They're down in
for the
5
entirety of their
first.
franchises.
Double tight end.
I like what Minnesota's doing. I think it looks great. I just didn't see a whole lot of it. I mean, a lot of the uniforms are just kind of like, hey, here's this thing that you already know you like. Ooh.
They've
It's like, all right,
gone to the air
cool.
early.
Minnesota's is,
First and 10
Minnesota's
at the
feels
37-yard
right.
line.
I think is a slightly different shade of purple, but it looks really nice. Ever since they tweaked that
Sam
their
Hunt
helmet
is
from
tough,
the
tenacious,
shine style
locks onto his
to the
receiver,
matte,
and he doesn't let
their
up.
uniform has gone from like a 9 to a 10. One of the few teams I actually want to see wear like a matte finish helmet.
Blake dropped back.
Jeff Blake throws an interception, basically an
That's his
arm
first
punt.
interception
I believe
thrown
that was
today.
third
Minnesota
down.
ball.
This defense has given their offense the ball back. Let's see what they can do.
Goal 16.
Minnesota,
Goal 16.
number 12 here.
Running play.
Running play, not a whole lot doing there.
Chris, they really fill the gaps
Dalton
on that
picking up,
play. They look
tackle number
fired
1.
up for this ball
I should
game.
actually look at the Minnesota Twitter account. I mean, I'm not really like following this stuff super closely, but I saw a lot about the other stuff. Get notifications all over the place. Oh my goodness, another interception. This time it's going in favor of the Detroit Lions, and he's just going to get screamed at. All right, good job. Congratulations.
That play from the start.
Vikings.
Blake, quick drop.
Blake with a quick drop.
Thrown down by Madison.
You know, Chris, I predict they'll be using that pass to set up the run.
Yeah, these feel very reminiscent of the
Blake drops back.
Blake throws and somehow finds a receiver, even though there's a defender right there.
9-yard pass by Blake. He's now 2 for 2 passing on this drive.
Chris, the receiver, was able to get himself perfectly positioned for the catch.
Yeah, feels very, and this is a positive. You know, Green Bay's throwback, classic 50s uniforms, whatever. I really like those.
It's a run.
And I mean, even Minnesota. I mean, granted, it's
By Reindeer.
a lot of training camp stuff, but
2nd and 9.
oh, wow, they announced those on
33-yard
July
line.
18th.
4-3 defense for
I didn't
Minnesota.
see anything about that.
Running
I didn't even know the Vikings had
tackle by
different-ish uniforms.
A
That is
1-yard run
wild.
for Holmes.
All right, we are halfway through quarter number 1. Scoreless game. Couple of turnovers, though. Minnesota's thrown an interception. Detroit has thrown an interception. Blake throws his second interception of the game. The referee with the assist on the tackle there. And it is Slopfest 02 here in the Metrodome. Gus Farrat and Jeff Blake.
A 4-yard pass by Farrat.
Tim Brown, 14 years. Oh, Tim Brown.
2nd down and 6.
You went to
go.
Notre Dame? I thought you were cool, man.
Farrat, quick drop.
Farrat throws. We have that kind of weird play that we saw in the previous game.
On number
Is that the right
20,
one?
defense.
No, that's the right one.
Penalty accepted. First down.
Yeah.
You know what? That was a good call.
Yeah, that is a tough call.
Yeah, we
to
saw
make,
a
but
similar
every
play in the
ref
previous
knows
game
all
where it
the
was just
tricks
a
that
weird
players
errant
have up
pass,
their
it
sleeve.
seemed. But not actually, because it was a pass interference, which is why it was a weird errant pass.
1st and 10. at
First
the
down and 10 with a
34-yard
minute
line.
36 to go here in quarter number 1.
81. Green. 81. Set.
Quarterback drops
Farrat
back.
really took that play clock down before throwing an air ball to no one. Take a look at the offensive line here. Sean Alexander in the backfield with John Ritchie.
2nd
Tim
down and 10
Brown
to
on
go.
the outside. And then you have Gus Farrat at quarterback. Those are some good pieces with the quarterback that I feel is going to do more harm than good.
Looks like play action. Caught
Play
by
action
Alexander.
pass going with a throw to the outside. He'll try to get up near the 40-yard line. Driven out of bounds after a short gain. Keith McKenzie, Green Bay Packer, playing for the Lions. Ray Lewis in the middle of that 0-4 defense. Aaron Beasley.
3rd down and 5 for the first.
Set.
Farrat drops back.
Farrat drops and throws that pass over the heads of everyone as well.
Turk.
So not a whole lot going well for Minnesota's White. Wisconsin White something? What? What?
Tackled at the 29-yard line.
Reese Holmes, Derek Alexander, Johnny
1st
Morton.
and 10 at the
It's just so
29-yard
little
line.
to be excited about with some of these teams. You have the quarterbacks that are not doing well. Oh, God.
Blake looks downfield.
I bet It's going to be, I before E.
Second and 10. Fullback to the strong side. 2 tight ends for the Lions. Draw play.
Draw play to the outside. Not doing a whole lot there.
3rd and 7 at the 32-yard line. He sets up against the pass. Quarterback drops back.
Why are you? Don't do that.
Knocked down by Rainier. That's his first pass defended today.
Wally Rayner led the Browns in tackling as a rookie through relentless pursuit of the ball carrier.
Man, do any of these teams have wins? They look pretty bad. Pretty bad here.
Tackled by Reese. They collapsed on the returner as soon as he caught the ball.
You got that right, Chris. Those guys were flying down the field on that play.
Farrat looks downfield.
Farrat.
Driven into the
The
crowd
way
by
he
the
says that
defender.
is so.
A 7-yard pass to Richie. That's his first pass reception today.
You know, Chris, I was talking to the offensive coordinator, and he kind of hinted that they had a trick or two planned for this game.
Handoff to Alexander. They lost a few yards on that play.
Chris, that's the best way to kill a drive.
I don't. This one feels like such a mixed bag. There's like the defense is making good plays, and it's been bad offense at times. But it's not like either one of those. It's not like, oh man, this good defense is making its offenses look bad. It's just errant, terrible throws. And not even, like, the interceptions haven't even really been that impressive. They just are in the right place at the right time. Farad, that pass got tipped to the line. Really nice job there by Detroit to get a hands up. McKenzie with a good block there, and that'll force a punt on 4th and 5. Tied at 0 here. Early second quarter action.
Brought down by Jenkins.
He's liable to outkick his coverage with boots like that.
Flag 22. Flag 22. Set.
440. Oh my God. Man, thank God we had such an efficient and effective game in the last one. It's just incomplete pass. This is the games of Madden that I would just dread. Just turn around, just run the ball. Your quarterback is doing nothing. At least burn more clock than 2 seconds. That pass is high, and not a good one. There's like 3 really solid players on this Minnesota offense and defense, and they are, oh boy, they are wasting them.
Pass play. He can't bring it in. Incomplete pass.
You're
There is
kidding.
no excuse for dropping that pass.
Oh my goodness. This is an excellent time to just go in
25-yard line.
and just fix a video description, you know? I am not missing anything. I can tell you right now, I'm not missing anything. 4:16 to go here, second quarter. Let's get back into it.
Quarterback drops back.
Gus Farad drops and throws over the middle. There's a one-handed snag over the middle of the field, across midfield. That'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. Nice clean pocket there. Farad delivers a really nice pass. Good job on the route there. Split the defenders.
1st and 10 at
One
the
receiver, the
44-yard
one defender
line.
kind of drifted a little bit to the offense's right side. He was able to thread that seam and get in front of
You know, Chris,
the other
he was
defender.
just not ready for that play.
led to a fairly easy play. Easy and asterisk because all of these players are professional football players.
Second
So
down
therefore,
and
nothing
4
is
to go.
easy.
Far formation for the Vikings. Farad looking to throw.
Farad throws over the middle, getting into a little bit of a rhythm there inside the 30-yard line.
9-yard reception.
Yeah, sometimes
by
it just
Brown.
takes a little.
That's his second catch of the game.
Tim Brown is the all-time leading receiver for the Raiders and can be counted on to make plays.
Farad looks downfield.
Farad, big throw down this. Big throw down the left side. Looking for that touchdown, but found defender's hands there. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
Pass play.
Farad. Somehow, that was the completed pass.
13-yard pass to Stokes. It's his third catch
J.J.
this game.
Stokes.
Boomer, that
3
was a nice
catches,
move
50
by the
yards.
receiver, finding the seam in the defense,
That's
and then
a lot of
making the
yards.
catch.
It's a lot of yards for the number of times I've looked up and seen just air balls. Just airmail.
Farad dropped back.
Farad over the middle. I think the official kind of got in the way of that one. I mean, he is a problem. You gotta account for him. You know what's interesting is I've been watching videos, retrospectives on a lot of older sports games. It's why this game is on the channels, because of a retrospective that I was watching. But I never realized, and I'd never really considered or thought about it, because, like, who cares? But in Madden, there aren't even officials on the field, which I find very interesting. Then I watched a play like that, and it was basically, I maybe connected the dots from like a game maker standpoint of going like, yeah, people would just run routes to where the defender wouldn't like know what to do. Would that be a possibility? It was a competitive sort of thing. I mean, it's kind of wild and wacky to think about it, but like people in the online Madden community, I can't imagine are the nicest human beings all the time. And it would be boring and frustrating to watch someone or play someone who just runs plays where they just run into the receiver or the official every time. So Minnesota gets on the board first. He needs a fan, apparently. Weird. Hadn't really seen those camera angles for most of the early part of the season, but getting more of those ESPN shots that you know and love.
Brought down by Hicks. They lost a few yards on that play.
I'm impressed with his ability to get in there and disrupt the play.
All right, 2-minute warning here.
2nd down and 15 to go. Quarterback drops back. Knocked down by Evans.
Nice pass deflection by Doug Evans there. 3rd down and 15. See if Minnesota can maybe get off the field here, push this lead up by halftime, and then maybe you get kind of. That's like the last thing you could possibly need. Detroit, what are you doing?
5-yard penalty, 3rd down. He really looked like he forgot the snap count.
3rd down with under 2 minutes to go in the half. The Lions send a man in motion. Quarterback drops back. Incomplete pass.
That pass was nowhere near. And we are blazing our way to another Minnesota possession. Spiraling punt, and Minnesota will start in Detroit territory. 1st and 10 from the 40. Was that 42?
Quarterback drops back. Stop at the 35-yard line.
It's beautiful when the offense fires on all cylinders just like that, Chris.
2nd down and 4 to go. High formation, receiver in the slot.
2nd down and 4. Clock moving under 90 seconds. Nice catch there, but stopped just short of the line to gain. John Ritchie, 3rd catch, 13 yards on the day. 3rd down and short. Gus Farad, what happened? What happened on the outside there? Did you see that? Go back and look at it, because that is absurd. So it's a play action pass to no one, right? Like the play action is just to Casper the Ghost back there in the backfield. I thought it was going to end up being a sack. It's an interception in the end zone. Oh, that throw was so bad.
Detroit ball.
There was a Detroit player that just, he was free and clear, just ran up the field. Never turned to look at the quarterback or try to sack him or anything. Oh my goodness.
Blake, quick drop.
Jeff Blake, looked like he had a receiver, but got hit and that ball popped out. 42 seconds to go in the second quarter. 3rd down and 9.
Blake looking to throw.
Throws over the middle. Tries to find a receiver, but nothing doing. The Detroit Lions do nothing on that. Oh my goodness. I thought this was going to be fun, but it is not. You can see how this Detroit Lions team would be A, 0-4, but B has also only scored like 6 points. They lost to the Rams last week, 7-0.
Pass play, throwing right. Pass deflected.
Deflected on the pass over to the right side. Aaron Beasley.
Chris, it's frustrating to a lineman.
Some nice plays right there.
Plenty of time, and then he goes and throws the ball into coverage.
They're going to keep throwing the ball here, and they'll find a receiver. That time, I mean, here's what we can look forward to. This fourth quarter should be real quick. Once we hit that, we should be home free.
Looking to throw.
A couple of interceptions by each quarterback in this first half here. What has been an inconsistent mess at best, and just bad football at worst. 3-0. They're going with a handoff. Get into the red zone. 5-yard gain there. Not really sure why they went with the run. 10 seconds.
Here comes the field goal unit.
Okay, they're going to kick this field goal with Paul Edinger. 5. Are they going to get the snap off? 3. Okay, they are. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Minnesota takes a 6-0 lead here. 144 yards to 33. Couple of takeaways for each side. 1 for 6 and 1 for 4 on the 3rd down conversions. Both of those, garbage. Absolute garbage.
The kickoff by Peterson.
These teams are happy that the first half is over, and they now will look to establish themselves here in the beginning of the second
I would
half.
like to see both teams run the ball a lot more. I don't think there's really much of a reason for these teams to throw the ball. They've each thrown a couple of interceptions. Neither quarterback, even if you take those interceptions away, neither quarterback particularly accurate with the ball. Just run this clock. Of course, they're going to throw it and find a receiver there. Reception by Stokes, 7th year out of UCLA.
Now that is a testament to his physical ability.
Handoff. No, it's a pass.
Farad from the play action throws, and it's really nicely tipped by Tyrone Williams. Please stop. Please turn around. Please hand the ball off.
It's a run.
There's a nice, that's what you want to see. There's no reason for you to be throwing the ball all over the yard. You're not doing it very well.
3rd down and 2 for the first.
You're making this game take long.
Barat looking to throw. Good defensive play. Incompletion.
So they got 8 yards on that run. 8 yards on the run. Then they went with the pass and didn't pick up the first down.
31-yard line.
I don't think there's any better, clearer way to just go, run the ball. Run the flubbing ball. 1st and 10. Detroit, there you go. Run the ball. You have Priest Holmes. He was so good. He was so good around this time.
Play.
2nd and 11. Nice draw play there. A little hesitant when he got to the line and then couldn't really decide where he wanted to go. 3rd down and 7.
7 for the first. 5 wide receivers for Detroit. Blake looking to throw.
Blake throws, and
Held up
they're...
at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, it's a quick
A
pass. You
1-yard
kind of like it
pass
because it's
by
at least
Blake.
moving the clock a little bit. Not a great play. Obviously, 1 yard when you need 7 is a bad result. Nick Harris is going to come out for his 5th punt of the game. Detroit's going to, like, accidentally win a game at one point, right?
First down and 10 to
We're
go.
going to have an actual shot at an 0-16 team.
Barat looks downfield.
Farad throws well over everybody's head.
As we
Minnesota
go
didn't get the memo.
inside the numbers.
Run the
Vikings
dang
have to like
ball.
the production they're seeing passing the ball. Tommy, what do you think of the game so far?
The offense have done a nice job of mixing up the passing game.
That's a lie. Tom Jackson, that's a lie. The offense has done a nice job at absolutely nothing.
Tackled by Williams. First down and 10 to go. The offense is in a strong I formation.
Goal 16. Goal 16. Set.
Barat, quick drop.
Oh, hit as he
It
tried to
causes
get the
that
ball.
pass to be
Really
dropped.
nice
Wow.
job by
Man, he
Tyrone
was
Williams again on the back end of that play, just putting his shoulder in, popping that ball out. And that's an incomplete pass. Forces a 2nd down and 10, halfway through quarter number 3.
Defender just cuts him off. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10.
I just want to
at
quit
the
and simulate the rest of this game.
44-yard
I hate this. Why is Minnesota so pass happy?
line. The quarterback looks to pass. Knocked down by Reese. That's his first pass defended today.
The quarterback threw that one into very heavy coverage, Chris.
Looks like he had blinders on with that pass.
This punter has himself a strong leg.
The Lions send a man in motion. Blake, quick drop.
Chris, he had the ball the whole way till the defender got there.
2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Why? Why?
Blake drops back. Defender just cuts him off. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 10 for the first. Near formation in the backfield.
You're kidding me. They are wasting so little time on this, and their stats have to be awful. They have to be awful. 6 for 20. That is abysmal. Are you kidding me? 30% completion? 50%, 15 for 30? That is disgusting. Also disgusting, these menus. Pretty bad. I think that they're a little too, like, cleverly designed. They're like, we're going to hide a lot of stuff. And it's like, none of this is intuitive. Why would I do that? There are other games have the same information just displayed with, like, slightly more. That's like, oh, L2 and R2 to switch teams. That's not that much extra information. Farrat drops back to throw. Finds a receiver, Sean Alexander. Will pick up a pretty solid gain and set up a 1st and 10. Love to see them turn around and just hand the ball off to Sean Alexander. They only have a 6-point lead, right? It's only a 1-score game. You need to start milking this clock down a little bit. There's a nice handoff. Look at that. Look at all that room. Are you kidding me?
14-yard run for the
2nd-year
first down.
pro out of
He is
Alabama.
looking really strong after
Cover
that
star
run.
of Madden
Yeah, and
07
you'll
in the
have a
future
big game,
and
Tommy, if you keep
NCAA
racking up
football
yards like
2001.
this on every play.
1st down and 10.
Barat looking to throw.
Ferrant throws, and it's all Sean Alexander on this drive. 2 catches, a rush.
Second and 8 at the 18-yard line. Ooh, nice disguise on the
Ferrant
flag.
drops, throws. It's caught right before, or just short of the goal line, I should say. Down to about the 1-yard line. That's where first and goal will take place. Minnesota can punch this in and make this a 2-score game. Do you go for 2? I don't see why not.
Running play. Driven into the
It's a nice
ground
stop by
the
Detroit. I
defense.
kind of actually like seeing that. I don't want Detroit to have the ball so they can throw a bunch of incompletions again.
Second and goal at the 1-yard line. Go back to the strong side for the Vikings. The Vikings send a man in motion.
Uh-oh.
Quarterback drops
PlayStation
back.
2's losing it. They're falling apart. It's an incomplete pass with 5 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Third and goal
Minnesota
at
had
the
first and
1-yard
goal
line.
from the 1-yard line. They got to punch it in here. I don't know what's happening. We are in slow motion somehow. Oh, PlayStation 2, you can do it. Sean Alexander's going to get stuffed right at the line. I don't know why that was so rough. That was a system-level failure right there.
Shut it down.
Detroit doing an excellent job at the goal line stand at the 1.
Lions, nothing. Here comes the field goal unit.
So through 3 quarters, we have seen pretty abysmal offense.
It's good.
Maybe we should just not worry about looking at either of these teams in the future. Of course, unless Detroit gets to like 0-14, 0-15.
Edinger, the
Maybe you look at that. Hey, here's a... I said it with one of the other... well, I said it in last week's game, too.
bring him down.
One of last week's games of like, hey, if they start getting 0-15, 0-14... I'm going to watch that garbage team in addition to these playoff
Ooh, nice disguise on
playoff
the
chasers.
The quarterback is lucky the
One-handed
receiver is so
grab
talented
there.
because otherwise, that would be a pick.
flag. Blake, quick drop.
Oh, my
Sam
goodness.
Madison may do a lot of
Oh, my
but
goodness.
his play proves he
Sam
can
Madison,
back it
the
up.
second pass defense of the day there. 3rd down and 10. They started so strong with a 0-yard gain. And then it was an incompletion.
Blake looking to throw.
Blake?
Caught.
That's a really nice catch out near midfield there.
22
Feels like the
yard
entire
reception
Detroit
by
Lions
Alexander.
offense in
It
one
kills
play.
the defense coordinator when a man gets that open.
First down and 10 to go. 4 down linemen on deep. The quarterback looks to pass.
So we're going to need one of these other games to be like extra efficient. This game is taking so long. It's not taking that long compared to other games that we've had, which is like a nice thing to say about it, but it is just... I mean, you're talking about 15 incomplete passes, 15 plays that only move the clock 5 seconds or so at a time.
They lost
Should have
2
probably
yards
taken a
on
look at the
that.
stats of the previous game just to kind of see, because it felt like those quarterbacks were just on fire. I mean, after that first drive for Cleveland where it was like, oh god, this team looks bad, they could not be stopped, and the Cincinnati defense could not figure it out. On the flip side, the Cleveland defense did just enough to force a field goal instead of a touchdown at one point, and then maybe more importantly, they missed that field goal Cincinnati did late in the game. Wouldn't have mattered because they ended up giving up the touchdown defensively, so
First
it's
and
very
10.
thankful for that one. Since Minnesota has no reason to throw the ball here. They are up 2 scores under 4 minutes to go. This is where you shift into 4-minute offense and you...
Draw play.
Thank you.
Running right.
You run the ball.
Brought down
You
by
run
Rodgers.
the ball. I'm gonna have to put in the title or in the description of this video. Sorry about game 2. I'd like to sincerely apologize for game number 2. 2nd down and 6.
Quarterback drops back.
Why are you throwing?
Incomplete pass. 3rd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Set.
We're going to have games that go into overtime that are going to be shorter than this absolute
Pass play.
disaster.
Caught by Alexander. A 2-yard reception by Alexander. That's his 6th
I
catch
hate
this
the
game.
offensive coordinator. I despise Gus Frerotte. I don't understand how you're this bad of a quarterback and yet you are starting in the NFL. Are you kidding me?
Here's their 5th punt today.
The kick is away. It'll be returned from the 25-yard line. He'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Set.
Blake drops back. Knocked down. Incompletion.
Oh my God.
That's his 4th pass defended so far this game.
Sam Madison possesses the ability to shut down his man, and his one-guy receivers don't like to face.
Blake looking to throw. Incomplete pass.
Set.
Blake looks downfield. Pass deflected. Incomplete. That's his 2nd pass defended of the game.
Rainier is a sound linebacker that should improve as the years go by.
Blake looks downfield. Brought down by Rainier.
They'll have to turn the ball over, but going for it on that 4th down was the right thing to do.
So 1st and 10. Oh, they went for it on 4th and 10. I did not realize that. There you go.
At the
Just
33-yard line.
milk the clock. That's all you got to do. Get us out of this pain and misery in which you managed to score 3 field goals against an 0-4 Detroit team.
At the 2-minute warning, the Vikings lead by 9. Let's go inside the numbers. Interesting stats so far, Tom.
The offense have shown they can attack the entire field.
There's just nothing. There's nothing to be happy about with this game. Why are you throwing the ball? Run it! Run the ball! What are you doing?
Man in motion. Barat drops back. Incomplete pass.
This is why Minnesota lost to a winless team last week. Are you kidding me? There is no reason for you to be doing anything other. This is like watching a Mike Leach Cougars team. They're up by like a precarious amount, and you just watch them throw incompletion after incompletion. Go, just turn them around and hand the ball off. Turn around and hand the ball off. What are you doing? Stop it. I am genuinely angry at this game. I don't have time for this. Oh my goodness. These quarterbacks are awful.
1st and 10. Blake, quick drop. 2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back. Caught by Alexander.
Chris, they're starting to get into a real rhythm on offense.
Are you serious? Are you serious, Tom Jackson? Have you watched any of this, any other part of this game? Robot Tom,
what it takes to finish that counts.
what's his name?
First
I totally
and
had
10
Tom
at the
Jackson.
45
I said it,
yard
and then
line.
I just completely lost it. I just got lost in his eyes and my head, and I was just
Blake, quick
dreamy.
2nd and 10. Blake looks downfield. He lost it. Incomplete.
To make your name as a dependable receiver in this league, you've got to come up with that ball.
The Lions send a man in motion. Blake, he takes it away from the receiver. That's his third interception thrown today. Minnesota ball.
Third interception for Blake today, and I can't wait to watch them throw 3 times with Gus Frerotte for no reason.
2 tight ends for Minnesota. The pitch to Alexander. Nowhere to run. They lost a few yards on that play.
In the game, your offensive line needs to get you first downs by moving the defenders back.
Second down and 16 to go. They show goal line O with a man in the slot.
Why couldn't you have done this for? Why are you throwing the ball? Oh my God. I hate these teams. Are you kidding me?
Timeout, Lions. They have 1 remaining.
Why are you throwing the ball? Why are you calling timeouts? Just let this hell end. Oh my God. Stop it. The game MVP is a kicker.
Being awarded the MVP is just
This is hell.
for this true professional.
Hell is working at McDonald's and every sandwich is grilled in a stupid manner, and then you go home to enjoy some video games and it's the worst game you've ever seen. Stop calling timeouts, Jeff Blake. You suck.
The quarterback looks to pass.
This game is genuinely at like 45 minutes, which is 10 minutes longer than most of these games go for. And usually I only see the timestamp about the end of the first game, and that includes a couple minutes of me talking.
There's the ball game.
So they're closer to
Vikings
probably
win by
30.
12 and go to 3-3. So this is Chris Berman for Tom Jackson saying so long. See you next game right here on ESPN.
Unacceptable. 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 50% and 33%. Disgusting. Disgusting. I thought that game was going to be so funny, and then it wasn't at all. It was just misery for 45 minutes. Hey, let's go to Seattle. Seattle, they're playing the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos can even themselves up with the Seattle Seahawks with a win today. This one is one of the games I'm pretty interested in watching. Just from that, I like, even though it's not necessarily going to shape the playoffs now, but I like those kind of precursor games that go like, hey, this one could give some type of an advantage to one or the other team.
I'm Chris Berman alongside Tom Jackson. Tommy, what kinds of things are you expecting to see in this game?
The Seattle Seahawks come into this game leading the AFC West, having won 3 games in a row. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos find themselves in 3rd place in the AFC West, aiming to pick up their 3rd consecutive win today.
Thanks, Tom.
Early in the week, they were forecasting precipitation for today, but I'm glad it held off.
The Seahawks set to receive the kickoff. The kickoff by Conway.
This could end up being one of the best games we've seen this year.
Thrown down by Sayal. First and 10. 4-3 defense for the Broncos.
Flag 18. Flag 18. Trick.
Couch. Pick up. A 1-yard pass to number 81. Second and 9. I formation, 2 tight ends for Seattle. Here's the pitch out. Uses his wheels. They're down and 4 for the first. The quarterback looks to pass. Stop at the 30-yard line. First and 10. The D shows a 4-3. Here's the pitch out. Nowhere to run. They lost a few yards on that play.
The middle linebacker saw that play coming before they snapped it and got his guys into the right play to stop it.
Pass play. Caught. Third down and 13 for the first. D sitting in the dime defense. Pass play. Caught in traffic by Driver. A 15-yard pass to Driver.
You know, Chris, that was a fantastic throw, splitting the defenders.
Down 28. Down 28.
These are the drives that I was looking for as we jump in. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. These are just one of these drives in the last game would have saved so much annoyance from me. We're here in Seattle watching Denver take on the Seattle Seahawks. I wrote a little note here. A Denver win puts them in a first-place tie in the AFC West. Like I mentioned earlier, depending on how the Raiders play, they can put themselves in that conversation as well, picking up that 4th win. We'll have to wait for the Denver and Seattle bye weeks to kind of even everything out so that everyone's square and there's no half games or anything. But depending on how this game goes, you could see a 3-team tie atop the AFC West, or the Seattle Seahawks can continue their dominance of this division early on in the season. Very efficient, effective drive. You can see the difference where Tim Couch here is throwing even just a short pass to Amon Green, and it's received. It's no gain, or it's a gain of 1 or whatever it is, but it's still, it's taking, however long this takes, 4 or 5 seconds, breaks the huddle, it's another 4 or 5 seconds. That stuff adds up when you're throwing 66% of your passes incomplete. Couch rolls out, throws back across the middle, finds a receiver down around the 30-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10. Hunter Goodwin, 10 yards on that, just gets the first down. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. That one I saw. First penalty of the day is a false start on number 75. You can see him on the end there. Lift up for a split second and get called for the procedural penalty.
They aren't concentrating, or they're worried about getting a jump on the monster that they have to block.
First and 15 at the 35.
First down and 15, offset I formation from the 35-yard line.
Down 16.
Here's the run.
Running left side, trying to find some room, and finds a pretty good chunk there. Solid gain of 8 on the play. So we wind down to 1 minute to go in quarter number 1. This is exactly the kind of game I need after the last one took so long to complete.
Here's the pitch out.
Pitch to the left side. Amon Green driven back deep in his own backfield. And that should set up a 3rd down and 10, maybe 3rd and 11. Ooh, wow, 3rd and 12. That was a really big loss there. Couch will take the shot from the snap from the shotgun. The shot from the snap gun.
Count.
Lifts his leg, signaled he's ready for the ball. He's going to throw it to the left side. One-on-one coverage won
That's his
by the
first pass
Broncos
defended
defender
today.
there. And it is 4th and 12. Rear clock stoppage inside 30 seconds. Tim Cedar, second-year pro out of Ashland, comes on to the field. It's a long field goal. Kick is up. It looks like there's the distance and the accuracy is there as well. 3-0 here early in this one, but late in this first quarter. 23 seconds to go. Incredible drive there by the Seattle Seahawks. And a nice tackle there. Shoulder into that chest. Drives him back.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Split backfield for Denver. Ball to Christian. Stopped by number 99.
Marcus
A
Stroud,
5-yard run
one
by
tackle after the 5-yard gain. Denver getting off to a positive start here.
Single back, 2 tight ends
Setting up,
for Denver.
I believe, a single back set. Extra tight end on the line. We'll take a snap right before the end of the quarter.
Says you can't lay a hit on offense.
Couple of running backs, number 30, Terrell Davis.
7-yard run for
Denver
the
knew what
first
they
down.
wanted, and it was the running back that they had last
Score at
season.
the end of the first
Like, we'd like
quarter,
him.
Seahawks,
Come on
3,
over.
Broncos, nothing. First down and 10 to go.
1st and 10 to start off this second quarter. Out past the 30 at the 33-yard line.
Garcia, quick drop.
1st and 10 pass incomplete. Jeff Garcia tries to pick on Darrell Green, and Darrell Green wins that battle. A nice timing on the hit. Jarred the ball loose and sets up 2nd down and 10. Going with a handoff. Terrell Davis, all kinds of room on that right side. It's a rush of 14.
Davis,
21 yards on the ground already.
Terrell Davis was the NFL MVP in 1998 and is on pace to challenge every NFL rushing record.
Garcia, quick drop. Stopped by Green.
Quick drop for Garcia. A little screen play or just kind of short pass. Freddie Mitchell picks up 5. Though he has 8 yards after the catch. So those are my favorite stats. 1 reception, 5 yards, 8 yards after the catch. Terrell Davis tries to find some room on the outside. Well defended by the Seahawks. You can see one of the defenders trying to split the gap and get into the backfield to drop Terrell Davis, but the hitboxes look like they're just a little bit too wide, and he was kind of going like this and kind of going like that. I'm going to get you. This force field won't let me get there. 3rd down and 5. Pass a little high. Terrell Davis avoids the tackle by the first guy, and that is enough to get them a first down. Oh, because it was a reception. I was like very confused because he had a rush for 7 yards. Then he had that one reception for 7 yards. But he had the big 14-yard play, and I was like, got a little lost. Nice batted ball on the defensive side. Darrell Green, it was a 2-on-1 situation in favor of the offense. Darrell Green comes away with the win.
Man of the year in 96 proves he is a consummate professional.
2nd down and 10.
Quarterback looks
Drops
to
and
pass.
throws over the middle.
Ball
Finds a
traffic
receiver.
by
Nice
Scott.
pass. Try to get
20-yard
it in there.
reception by Scott.
Find that
Scott is a speedster
find that first
who's
down.
developed into a complete player in the NFL.
They'll have 1st down and 10 from the
down, 10 to go.
21-yard line, just outside the red zone here. We get this kind of funky camera angle. And they'll go with a pitch well read. That is just a terrific defensive play right there by the Seahawks. Drops him deep in his own backfield, and it is 2nd down and 18. 2:55 to go here in the second quarter. Broncos doing a good job moving this clock down towards halftime. After Seattle took up nearly the entire first quarter to come away with a field goal. They get a little bit back on that reception. Bronson with a nice tackle. It's 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11 at the 21-yard line. They'll operate out of the shotgun. Garcia. looks down
Garcia
field.
takes the snap, throws it into the end zone high and incomplete. So here's a look at the offensive line. Terrell Davis. And not a whole lot as far as recognizable names for those skill positions. Brett Conway, fourth-year pro out of Penn State, on for the field goal attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
That's his first field goal today. Number 86 back to receive the kick. High and deep.
2 yards deep in his own end zone. He'll take it out to the 15, met by number 55. The coverage could really use work in this game. I don't know that they'll be able to patch it, but that would, I think, be their first priority. And if they were to have made a sequel, NFL Primetime 2003, I think that's one of the key areas you would want to look at is the coverage units, because it just the logic doesn't make sense because they're always running it out where they maybe should be taking a knee and getting it automatically at the 20.
At the 2-minute
Jonathan
warning,
Ogden.
tie ball game. The
He's a name I
Seahawks
recognize.
3, Broncos 3.
Marcus Pollard, Peter
Second
Ward.
down and 14 to go. 4 down
Take the touchbacks, increase or, make the protection better to better affect the
Watches the easy catch. Incomplete.
the field position battle. Junior Seau in the middle of that linebacking unit. Look away, Chargers fans. Playing for those
Third
dastardly
down with under 2
Broncos.
minutes to go in the half. Single back, 2 tight ends for the Seahawks.
Third and 14, throws a little floater over to the right side, but nothing doing there. Broncos defense made some nice adjustments and made sure that Seattle wasn't able to dink and dunk it all over the field, down the field, and take all that time off the clock. Jeff Fiegels, 14th pro. He will punt it right to about the logo there. He'll get stood up and driven back after a short gain. So we very quickly take a look at all of these. London Fletcher in the middle there.
First down and 10 to go.
Garcia throws is well behind the line of scrimmage, so that's going to be a loss. Second down and 16, a big loss back onto their own side of the field. And that's not a good time to come up with that loss if you're the Broncos offense. A good job to kind of counter how poor the punt was if you're the Seahawks defense. Another 2 yards are lost, and it's third down at 18. Denver takes a weird timeout there. Seattle looks like they're going to just rush 3. Garcia, all kinds of time. And he throws it to a receiver that's pretty well covered. A few Seahawks in the area, and that will end this drive promptly. Scott Player, fourth-year pro from Florida State. Oh my goodness, it's a fake! It's a fake, and it's deflected. What a bizarre decision there.
After a valiant attempt.
What? Fake punt. We saw a fake field goal in last week's game. Last week's installment. Timeout by Seattle and Tim Couch after a 2-yard rush. I'm very confused about what's happening here. They've run twice for 0 yards somehow, but look like they're in the exact same spot. And they've called 2 of their timeouts. Couch over the middle, but a nice hit there. Jars the ball loose, and I believe that might be Junior Seau over the middle. It's fourth down and 10. Fiegels. I mean, what a disastrous and stupid drive that was by Seattle.
Punted out of bounds. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And after we watched a pretty effective and well done first quarter, these offenses have really stagnated. There's a nice catch over the middle. Denver burned at least one of their timeouts on their previous drive as Darnay Scott
First down and 10 to go.
gets the reception.
quarterback looks to pass.
First and 10, throw over to the right side, tackled.
Interceptions to his name.
Darrell Green
continues to lurk in the
for the
secondary
third pass
with
defense
ambitions
and
to
third
add to his
tackle.
total.
The quarterback looks to pass.
Throws left side, intercepted. An interception by Seattle is going to give them an opportunity for some points before the half. Run back nicely to the 40-yard line. I mean, they're getting better returns on interceptions than they are on punt returns and kick returns. First down and 10, 36 seconds to go. Tim Couch drops back. Quick pass, left side.
Defender just cuts him off. Incomplete pass.
One-on-one coverage won by the Denver
As we go
defender.
inside the
Not a
numbers.
whole lot
Tommy,
as
what do you think of
through
game
the
so
air.
far?
The offense have been focusing
25
on
yards
setting
middle
routes.
left. Nothing really going to the right side. The exception of 1 yard. Second and 10, 33 seconds to go here. 3-3 game. Quick pass to the outside. That'll do not a whole lot, but it'll get that clock moving. Though ideally Seattle would take a timeout. Third and 11. This is going to be a really long field goal. It'll be about 57 yards. You don't have to worry about it now because that's a solid 13-yard gain. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Couch throws, finds a leaping receiver. They are out of timeouts. 10, 9, 8, 7. That's it. They're not going to get a playoff. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the half. That is the half. What a flippin' disaster. Hey, remember when you ran those 2 running plays and then called timeouts for no reason? Idiots. Seattle costs themselves 3 points at the half, and we'll see if that affects the rest of the game or how it affects the rest of the game. 5 yards deep from his own end zone. He'll get up to the 17, so a 22-yard return or so for -3 yards of where they should have been if he had just taken a knee. James Farrier, that's the name. There's what I'm looking for. With the tackle on that. First down and 10, 4:57 to go in the third quarter. Garcia drops back, throws over the middle, finds a receiver up at the 28-yard line. That's a nice completion to get them started on this first drive of the second half.
First down and 10 to go.
Goal 19. Goal 19.
First and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. Tackled by Fletcher. Second and 6.
3, 11. 3, 11.
Second down and 6, going with a handoff up the middle. Big number 66 all the way out there to block 15, 20 yards down the field. Terrell Davis. He was only a 7th-year pro when this game came out, which is pretty wild because he would have been, what, 4th-year pro? Winning those Super Bowls back-to-back. I think he had a pretty short career as well. Because he had
Well, Chris, that probably
he injured
wasn't how they
himself
drew it up in the locker
on a turnover return. I can't remember if it was a fumble or an interception, whatever, but he tore up his knee. I don't think he was ever the same.
Garcia drops back.
A couple of Super Bowls, though.
Gets a handout. Incomplete. That's his
And,
first
you know,
pass
well
defended
regarded as
today.
far as
Chris, if
his
you're going to
rushing
try to
stats are
force the
concerned.
ball into coverage, you have to accept a lot of incompletions.
Garcia looks downfield. Knocked down.
Pass
by
is
Green.
deflected.
That's his 4th pass defended so far this game.
Green's days as the fastest player in the NFL.
Green with a
may
nice
be
play.
over,
4th and
but he can
14
still
here.
play football.
So the Broncos will punt it away in a 3-3 deadlock game here in Seattle, Washington. Scott Player boots this one down to about the 17-yard line. Actually saw a kick coverage block. Applause to the
First
game.
and
Good
10
job.
At the 27-yard line.
Brings them for about 10 yards.
Flag 28.
And it'll be first and 10.
Flag 28.
Seattle's first drive of the second half.
Pass play.
He's going to start with a big sack back to where he returned that punt. That was a huge loss. Second down and 18. So maybe it was just a well,
Defense set up to stop the run.
maybe it was just a 9-yard return. It doesn't matter. That is a monster sack right there. And a good start for this Denver defense. Float pass over the middle. Picks up a little bit, but I don't know that they get back to that original line of scrimmage.
On a play into coverage, the receiver has
Sets up a
to
third
want
and...
more
Oh, they're
than
going to
the
even third and 9,
and he
actually.
has to prove it.
They got half of it. That's pretty good. One more float pass like that, and you might be able to get a first down. Halfway through quarter number 3, Couch drops back. Throws from the 20 over the middle, and he's going to find an
Now, that
incomplete
defender had
pass
no intention of
looking
going
out
to the
towards
ball.
that
He wanted to punish the
midfield
receiver.
logo. And nothing doing. These defenses making some nice adjustments, some nice plays on the back end to jar some of these balls loose. Number 69 with a very nice tackle there.
First and 10.
And it'll be first and 10 from the 39-yard line. Oh, wow. Full start on number 72. Didn't see it that time. Specific to the player. That's usually how we see the penalties. The quarterback and center are like
He was
frozen.
anticipating his block so much that he jumped the count.
First and 15.
And everybody else moves.
34-yard line.
First and 15.
Garcia with the play fake.
Garcia throws to the right side,
At the
finds a
38-yard
receiver.
line.
Nice completion there. Bob Christensen has two catches for negative 1 yards. Second and 11.
Broncos send a man in motion. Here's the pitch out. Bulls over the tackle.
Terrell Davis with a nice run off the left side, averaging 3 yards a carry.
They're down in 6.
And if you take out that one
Formation,
rush for
tight end
14 yards, he's gotten about that same from the other, 8.
Garcia drops back.
Garcia throws. He finds a receiver right at midfield. He gets thrown forward for another 4 yards or so. And that'll be a first and 10.
At the 46-yard line. The Broncos set up their West Coast offense.
3 receivers split top side of your screen. Short drop for Garcia. Be a little too
Let's
hot
go
for the receiver to
inside the
handle.
numbers.
Pretty
Interesting
spread out
stats so
throughout
far,
the
The offense has
nothing
done a
deep
nice
right,
job
but
of mixing up
everything
the
else
passing
getting a little bit of love from the Denver Broncos as they go to either side and a bunch of different depths. Second down and 10. Minute 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Garcia drops. It looks like it's a screen pass, well read by that. Looks like a linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. The catch gets made, but there's nowhere for him to go. Blockers did not set up correctly, and it is third down and 13.
Pass play.
Garcia down the right side, intercepted. What a beautiful interception that was. Really nice play on the ball there. It's going to lead to Jeff Garcia, cool guy. I'm not listening to you, coach. I don't give a crap what you got to say.
The pitch out.
Pitch out, left side.
There aren't many players that play with the
Oh, I
intensity
tried to wave
of
to the
Junior
B, but she didn't
Seau.
wave back. She was
Second
trying to be
14.
stealthy when I saw her. I was like, yo, what up, cutie? Second down and 14.
Couch.
Tim Couch
Looking to
drops
throw.
back, throws the right side. Couch is off here. They had such a good drive down the field on that opening drive that took so much time off the clock. And it was a good mix of running and throwing, working their way down the field, just take it what the defense will give you. That's a nice completion right there. Like to see Seattle maybe get the run game involved a little bit more. Tim Couch seems like he's a little errant on his throws. And the defense for Denver has done a better job at kind of adjusting and making those throws a little bit tougher. And that's a great example right there, almost like it was on a script or something. They're making those hits to jar those balls loose that maybe were caught early in the game. I think even when I started commentating and talking about this game, there had been a play earlier where Green had received the ball. It was a short to no gain, something like that. But he caught the ball, got hit immediately, held on to it. Instead, they're forcing those incompletions
First and 10.
down the field a little bit. So good adjustment by Denver, and a good job taking advantage of Couch's maybe a little bit, a little unsure on the footing there. We are through 3.
Quick drop.
There's a quick drop and a nice throw over to number 81, Marvin Minnis. 3 catches, 9 yards. Sets up a second down and short. So he has a couple of catches for either negative yards or no yards. And there's a false start on 75. He bobbed again. Second false start penalty on that guy. You can see like the animation and just like it just looks really funny on the end.
Is not going to win him any points.
I don't love that this game, like, it's so weird. The penalties take so long. It might be the thing that takes the longest in this game is the penalties. Because they do the penalty, and then there's, like, a whole, like, conversation that happens. Then they show the reaction. Very weird. So it was second and shorts. Got bumped to second and 5. Now it's back to 3rd and 1. So a good run play there by Seattle. I'd like to kind of see him just go right back at it again. Oh, it's a play action pass. Couch gets hit as he throws. Finds a receiver, though, with a beautiful grab on the sidelines. It is 1st and 10 inside the 25. 4:22 to go here in the 4th quarter. Couch throws. It's a leaping grab, but hit as the ball got contact with the hands and defenses that pass to force the incompletion. 2nd and 10. Remember, Seattle ran out of time toward the end of the first half to get a field goal, and I feel pretty comfortable saying that they would have made it. There's always a possibility that they would have missed, but it felt like a very reasonable, makeable field goal that they were not able to come up with. So could be 6-3 Seattle. Instead, it's 3-3. High throw is incomplete. 4th down and 6. That drive came quickly to a close deep in Denver territory. It was a kind of a terrible clock management situation as Cedar is going to be wide right. So maybe, I mean,
that's his first missed field goal attempt today.
Obviously you have to kick it to find out.
The Broncos send a man in motion.
Seattle misses a field goal there, and we're still locked at 3.
Quick drop.
Denver's making that nice kind of catch that Seattle was making earlier.
Second down and 4 to go. The D shows a 4-3.
2nd down and 4. 3:47 to go here in the 4th quarter. Probably calling out the time a little bit too much. My apologies. It's a nice reception by Connell out there. 5th year. 5th year man. I think I talked about it maybe a little bit last week, but they really honed in. I was watching some of those some of the NFC Championship game from 1961, where there's no replay. So if you missed like the big, important, exciting play, that's it. You missed it. And because there's no instant replay, you really see how slow the game of football is. It's like really spruced up by the instant replay. But they really like to talk about how, like, where they went to college. I noticed, like, oh, 3rd-year man out of this, 3rd-year man out of that, and you're like, oh, okay. They're really honing in on this. You also have to describe the color because it was in black and white, which is very interesting.
They need to be smart with the football to have a chance to get the win.
Play action pass here for Denver. Oh, that's a nice play all the way down to the 30-yard line. Pass interference on number 28. Penalty is declined. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. Not really sure where the pass interference took place, if it was on that play. The PI in this game is very wonky. We've seen more calls this week against it, but it seems like it should be called more with how this game is scripted.
Garcia dropped back.
It's a nice little screen play there. Terrell Davis maybe didn't get the best blocking on that one, but this is really unfortunate. Bronson injured his leg on the play. He's been a good piece of this Seattle defense. So Seattle was 6 points potentially off the board due to the missed field goal and the field goal that they didn't make. Or didn't even get to attempt because they ran out of time. It could set Denver up for a big kick here, depending on this 3rd and 5. Garcia over the middle. Receiver wasn't even looking. We saw that in the Detroit Lions game as well, where the quarterback hit the top. He had exactly what he wanted. He was free and clear with that short route. Just get past the first down marker and just go.
Straight down the middle.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Denver takes the lead. Looking for that 4th win of the season.
Report from the locker room.
Sprained knee for Zach Bronson.
1 to 3 weeks with a sprained knee.
It's like 1 to 3 weeks. And the Seattle average starting field position is about the 19-yard line. Kick is away here. Clock will start when he receives the ball. Up to the 20 and met by the first man there at the 21.
1st and 10. 4 down linemen on D. Couch drops back.
Tim Couch, deep throw, but a good read and good positioning. I like the positioning of Ken Lucas there. He's on the inside. The ball wasn't thrown away from that defender. Defender had the shorter path to the ball. Nice deflection to set up 2nd down and 10. Couch drops back, throws over the middle, finds a receiver with a one-handed grab up near the 40-yard line. They'll call it the 38. 1st and 10, 156 after the 2-minute warning stops the clock. Seattle with a couple of running backs. I don't know what that set is called. I know like I formation or single back or, you know, whatever. I don't know what that is. Is that like a pro set? It's hard to see because it looks like they're like one's behind the quarterback and then one's to the like right or left, when it might just be the depth perception's weird and it is more that pro set offense. Running back on one side, fullback on the other. If Couch doesn't throw that ball, and maybe it's because he threw that ball that's freed up the other receiver. There was a guy streaking down the field looking like he was pretty open. Going for it on 4th and 7. He's going to find a receiver inside the 40 all the way down to the 36-yard line. And that will be a 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line. High formation for Seattle. Couch.
1st and 10. Couch finds a reaching receiver, Peter Warwick, for his 3rd reception of the day.
Couch looking to throw.
Couch throws right side, tipped in, incomplete. Kind of a dangerous throw there. Looked like it was a little either underthrown or the Denver defender just kind of put themselves in the right position
on the left side
to capitalize. I don't know. It feels like it could be either way. Could be a bad throw by Couch. Could just be good defense. Couch hit as he throws. That one's deflected as well. Ken Lucas, a couple of pass defenses and a tackle. 3rd down and 10. Aside from a turnover, Seattle looking good to maybe turn this game into a tie game. They've just been so bad. The quarterbacks. Passing game in this game is not good. It's not good. Tim Cedars 1 for 2. He has a long of 48, but he missed the other field goal that he tried. This kick is up, and it is true. Chris Berman with a bit of an early commentary there saying, quote, down the middle. Thanks, man.
Number 6.
Cedars going to kind of hook this one to the corner. He'll return it from the 5 up to the 20. Tries to turn more toward the middle of the field. And he'll get knocked down at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Garcia, quick drop.
That was almost a beautiful interception. The defender wasn't really intentionally, it seems like, driving on that pass, but With the positioning of where he was, it looked like it.
Davis with the ball.
Davis with a big run. I don't know why they do this. I hate the play calling inside 30 seconds. It never makes any sense.
The Broncos send a man in motion.
Does set up a 3rd and 3.
Pass play.
Pass play. He's gonna be hit and dropped. Incomplete pass. Denver saves Seattle a timeout. And with 24 seconds, Scott Player will come out. Only his second punt of the day. That's right. They threw that weird fake punt thing. "16 seconds to go,
First
Seattle.
and 10 at the 40-yard
They
line.
need
The Seahawks
30 yards?
Man in the slot. Running play.
Why?
Bulls over the tackle.
Why? Why are you calling running plays?
They have 2 remaining.
And we're going to probably get that Hail Mary shot. Oh, no. Couch just going to drop back. It's a straight drop.
Timeout.
It's a
Seahawks.
screen
They
play.
have 1 remaining.
The endings of these last couple of games have been pretty annoying.
Seahawks send
Should
a
see them.
man in
Yep, there we
motion.
go. Roll him to that side. We'll take the snap and roll that way as well.
Couch looking to throw.
Couch let that one go pretty early. It's going to be deflected, and we're going to overtime.
That's his 3rd pass defended this game. The end
So
of
Seattle missed a
regulation,
field
tie
goal.
ball
Seattle
game.
failed to get a
Seahawks
field goal
6,
up.
Broncos 6.
And that is that's the difference in this one. I mean, Seattle probably could have walked away with a victory here.
The kickoff.
And just terrible play calling down the stretch. It is very annoying.
Stop by Davis. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Flag 18. Flag 18. Set.
Running play. Stop by
Running
Gordon.
play left side.
He's
Darian
down
Gordon,
7
7
tackles of the
tackles, has
game.
an interception on the day as well.
2nd and 7. The Broncos set up their West Coast offense. Here's the handoff.
Handoff to
Brought
Davis.
down
Doesn't really
by
do a
Evans.
whole lot. Finds a little bit of room up the middle, but
They're down in 4 for the first. Bring in the nickel package. Garcia looking to throw.
Freddie Mitchell, 3rd reception on the day for him. 1st and 10. Looked like he
First
just
down,
barely
10 to go.
got that yardage.
Split backfield for the Broncos.
From the 33.
Garcia looks downfield.
Garcia throws, and he'll get about 9 on that one.
Barely brought down by
Darnay
Green.
Scott
2nd and 1.
sets
at
up
the
a 2nd down
42-yard
and
line.
short.
Here's the pitch out.
Oh, number 60 honestly had a shot at an interception there. He blew up that play in the backfield immediately and did a terrific job to force Terrell Davis to lose 6 yards on the play. 3rd down and 7.
Garcia, quick drop.
The quarterback needs to get some help from his teammates. You simply can't catch.
I don't think he was going to get
before
much. He
the
must have heard the footsteps or something, because my goodness. He was probably going to get leveled. I mean, you could make a move to get out of it, out of the reach, out of the tackle, whatever, but from the 23-yard line, Seattle will take over with 3:12 to go in the overtime period. Have not had a tie yet. We've had a couple of games go deep into the overtime period, which is not great. So we've had an incredibly efficient game in game number 1, the slowest game we've had, and now an overtime game. So little.
Out. Quick drop.
Oh my goodness.
That's one way to separate the ball.
These Seattle Seahawks
and the
receivers just cannot hold on to this ball. It is popping out of them consistently. Well-timed hits by that Denver defense. 2nd down and 10.
They'll keep it at the
Trying to find some room
28-yard
off that
line.
right side.
That's his 9th tackle of the game. Third down with under 3 minutes
Third
to
down
go.
and
Double
5.
tight end shotgun set for the O. Couch looking to throw.
Couch throws right side.
Incomplete
Jeez
pass.
Louise.
Here's
Complete a
their
pass.
first punt of the game.
Goodness gracious. You playing for the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings? These kinds of games are the most frustrating when you're like kind of in like a time crunch. You're like, okay, I got one shot in like a pretty narrow window to fit this recording in. And then here they go, just can't.
Garcia.
Tim Couch can't apparently hit the broadside of a barn right now.
A 2-yard
He is
pass.
overthrowing everything, it feels.
2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
I mean, he threw a lot of them. He's either overthrowing his receivers by like 40 yards or underthrowing them by 30.
Back. He lost it. Incomplete.
That one is incomplete as well. These players getting tired here. Winded down the overtime period. 2:17 to go. Third down and 7 in a 6-6 game.
Draw play.
Big old draw play. Terrell Davis with a... I don't know what happened there. Just a bunch of Seahawks just kind of on the ground and could have driven a truck through that. Excellent job by the offensive line for a massive game to set up 1st and 10. 2 minutes to go here in the overtime period. They're out near midfield, 48-yard line. Denver will take the snap. There you go, Garcia. And he'll throw an incomplete pass.
2nd down and 10 to go. Go back to the strong side for Denver. The pitch out.
There we go with the pitch to the right side. Tries to find some room, but driven back with a nice tackle by that Seattle secondary. 51 yards on 16 carries, a little over 3 yards a carry.
Garcia looks downfield. That's the 35th chance attempted today by Garcia.
Everybody's falling down there. And it's a punting situation. Fantastic.
Punt out of bounds. They'll take over from there.
He muffed it. He muffed the punt out of bounds. Referee blew the whistle and it startled him. Oh, God.
Flag down on the play.
False start on number 69 offense.
What is happening? I've had 2 of the longest games of the season in one video. I can't do this.
1st and 15 at the 8-yard line. Weak eye receiver in the slot for the O.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
False start on number 61 offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It sounded like the defense may have enticed the lineman into the false start with false cadence.
1st down at the 4-yard line. Couch.
Tim Couch throwing from his own end zone. What a dangerous proposition that is on a 1st and 19 from the 4-yard line.
2nd down and 16.
2nd down and 16. This is, I think, where you just go like, you know what? We're okay with a tie.
Barnes. Stopped by Wong. A 4-yard run
They won't,
by
though.
Barnes. Couch drops back.
Couch rolls and fires, finds a receiver somehow. It's 1st down out at the 35. Under a minute to go here. No time for celebrating, but they'll take their time anyway. This was ranked. The Seahawks uniforms were ranked number 1 from the 11 new
First down
uniforms that
and 10 to
were
go. The D shows a
unveiled or
forward
going to release this year,
Couch looks downfield.
which I thought was kind of weird. Most of the top
Down by Johnson.
uniforms, I think 3 of the top 4. Is it 3 of the top 4? I think were uniforms that we've already seen. Or maybe 4 of the top 5. which was kind of just, I don't know, felt weird because it's like, we've already seen this. It's a large amount of nostalgia. I'm sure that they tweaked it a little bit. Even just looking at this game, it does look like the Seahawks uniforms are probably a little bit brighter. Shade or two brighter of blue. What was that? This would have been a good thing to have in the last thing. It's ranked on the score if you're curious.
Tackle by Goodwin. 21-yard return by Wilkins.
They really set up that return well by creating several lanes for the returner to take it up into.
Because it was the Kelly Greens. Okay, yeah, so it's I think the Jets were the only one in the top 5 that was like not a new uniform. They put the Denver Broncos, speaking of Denver, they put the Denver Broncos what they call the snow-capped alternative helmet. Intercepted. Wow, okay. They put that all the way down at number 8, which I actually like more than like the Cleveland Browns whiteout. Creamsicle's kind of. Let's see. Yeah, it was 3 of the top 4. It does look like Seattle's is probably a little bit brighter than what it used to be. Seattle's was number 1. Tennessee Titans, Oilers uniforms. Final, by the way, is a tie. Tennessee Titans, Houston Oilers were number 2. The Jets Legacy White throwback was number 3. And this one is inspired by the New York Sack Exchange era, which is kind of cool to see because number 4 was the Eagles Kelly Green, and the number 5 was the Minnesota Vikings Classic uniform. So 3 of the top 5 or 3 of the top 4 were the old school uniforms, and a couple of really nice ones. I really like that Minnesota one. All right. Hey, a 6-6 tie. I thought Denver might actually get the win there right at the end, where kind of like we saw San Francisco pull off a victory earlier in the season, really late in the game. Just kind of driving down with not a lot of time left. But they weren't able to do that. They threw an interception and no one did anything after that. All right, we have one more game right after this quick break here on youtube.com/Shaunosaurus Rex. Stick around for one more matchup here. Dolphins-Jets coming your way in just a moment. Welcome on back to NFL action here on youtube.com/Shaunosaurus Rex, where we are continuing with Week 6 NFL action. Dolphins-Jets, our 4th and final game of the day for you. So get prepped, get ready. We had 2 pretty miserable games there for quite a while. The Vikings-Lions game, that one was terrible. That was a terrible game. And then the last game ended in our first tie of the season. 6-6 Seahawks and Broncos. So we are now in the Meadowlands. We're going to go hang out with the Dolphins and the Jets. And it is a couple of...
Tommy, what kinds of things are you expecting to see in this
the
game?
Dolphins can tie the Jets up and force everybody at 3-3 after this one. Jets look like their uniforms are a little lighter.
The Miami Dolphins go into the game in last place in the AFC East. Offensively, they're currently ranked 16th in the NFL passing the football, while their running game ranks 20th overall.
Thanks, Tom.
The field condition is so good down there, some players have gone to the shortest cleats they can find.
Oh, good to know. Thank you, Tom Jackson.
The Jets back
Appreciate
to receive the kick.
Oh.
We're underway.
Once these teams settle down, this should be a good game.
All right, here we go. The Jets, Jets, and their uniforms that seem a little too light are off and running from the end zone, and they are going to get stopped short of the 20. So 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
The pitch to Conrad.
Try to find some room.
It's
like it was a pretty decent attempt at a block there on the outside, but just not enough to spring them loose. Maybe a little slow on the decisiveness to try and want to get through that blocking setup. Either way, it's a 1-yard loss, and as someone is wearing number 12,
Absolutely nothing on that run.
Joe
He didn't have a
Namath
chance to think
is
about
rolling
getting
around,
500
and
yards.
I don't know if he's dead or not.
3rd and 13 at the 13-yard line.
Aaron Rodgers switched to number 8, which is the number he wore at Cal. 3rd down and 13 after a couple of negative plays. Throw to the left side is intercepted by the Miami Dolphins. The referee provides a roadblock, and it is 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Excuse me, looking at that the wrong way.
Play, and the quarterback never saw him make a break on the ball.
Pitch to the right side, looking for some room, and he'll pick up a few. 2nd down and 8.
At the 21-yard
Breaking the
line.
huddle from a pro form. It looks like the running back is right behind the quarterback, and then a player split to the left, but whatever. Doesn't matter. In this case, it was the right. There is a throw, and it looked like he was going to have a pretty good read on it, but he got hit, and the ball came loose on that 2nd and 8. Could have been a touchdown. I don't know if it would have been a touchdown. Would have been 1st and goal at the very least. Throw into the end zone is tipped and knocked away. Good job by this Jets defense. ESPN Jets.
Not only was the read bad, it was an even worse throw.
Well,
Kerry
he needs to
Blanchard,
try and get on track
9th
here in the
year
first half.
from Oklahoma State, is on the field for the field goal attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle.
That's his
A
first
lot of
field
kickers
goal
apparently
today.
using that little 2-bar old school helmet.
The kickoff by Blanchard.
So, Blanchard puts the Miami Dolphins up by 3. One of the better run backs we've seen. And that'll be at the 27 or so.
1st and 10
28.
at the 28-yard line.
Offset I
Fourth
formation
defense
for
the Dolphins.
offset I formation for this Jets offense.
Chandler drops back.
Chris Chandler wearing number 12. These are a couple of teams that we have not seen since week number 1. I know that we had them on the channel, but in this season, but I did not realize how long it had been since we checked in on them. Detroit and Minnesota were some teams that we hadn't seen in a while either, so that's why a couple of these games are on here.
Nowhere to run.
So there you go.
Victor
Victor Green picks up his first tackle of the game at 2nd and 13.
and has developed into one of the hardest hitters in the league.
Chandler with a play action pass there. Throws to a receiver who looked like he got bumped a little bit and threw off the timing of that route. Not a whole lot of recognizable names in that skill position group for the New York Jets. Maybe Anderson, who I believe took over for running back duties from Terrell Davis. Tony Saragusa, he's a recognizable name. Jeff Gooch, Rondé Barber, Jimmy Spencer, Victor Green on the back end for the Miami Dolphins. 4th down and 13, and this Jets offense is doing a whole lot of nothing. That sounded like I was about to hurl, but it was just a cough that was trying to come out. Out past the 25. Here's a look at the offensive line for the Miami Dolphins. Jerome Bettis.
1st and 10. The Dolphins.
Really the only recognizable name. Not a ton of super names on this offensive side. Pitch to the right side. We saw that same play in the Seattle Seahawks game. Excellent job by the D lineman to get upfield, get off the block, and make a big tackle for loss. 2nd and 16 coming up.
Looking to throw.
Oh, Donovan McNabb. That's right. He plays for the Miami Dolphins, and this man is free and clear down the sideline. He finally gets tackled. I guess that means he wasn't exactly free and clear. The point is, massive gain down the left sideline. We'll take a look at the defensive backs
1st down
for the New York Jets. 3-0, a little over halfway through quarter number 1 here. The most successful play for either offense just happening in favor of the Miami Dolphins. They are in Jets territory.
second down and 5
at the
to go.
40-yard line.
The Dolphins send a man in motion.
Dolphins coming out playing well, looking to even their record up at 3-3. This Jets defense is really aggressive. I wonder if a play-action pass would be a good call against this defense. They're really aggressive to the running backs right now. 3rd and 11, maybe not the play to do it because it's a pretty obvious passing situation. Maybe something to keep an eye on later in the game. McNabb overthrows everybody.
Here's their first punt of the
And it'll
game.
be 4th down and 11. None of the quarterbacks seem very accurate today at all. I don't know if I just picked bad teams. Donovan McNabb not at all is not a bad quarterback at all. Picks up about 10 on the return there. Surprisingly did not step out of bounds.
First down and 10 to go. The D shows a 4-3. He gives the ball to Anderson. A 2-yard
find
run
some
by
room.
Anderson.
Rondé Barber. I guess he'd be a pretty big. I think I pointed him out. Second down and 8 following the 2-yard gain. Miami's 3 points coming off the interception.
Here's
The
pitch
Jets have
out
done a
to
whole lot of
Barber.
nothing.
Nowhere to run. They lost a few yards on that play.
It's too early to be
They'll
concerned,
continue
but
to
you
do
have
nothing
to
as
be able
Rondé
to
Barber
move the
picks up
chains
tackle
off
number
the ground
3.
to win consistently in this league.
3rd down and 11 from the 20.
The quarterback looks to pass.
Quarterback throws it. He gets hit as he tries to receive that ball. Blows up the pass, and that will be an incompletion. 4th down and 11 for the Jets. Shane Leckler coming out to kick this ball away yet again. This might be our worst week of football yet here at ESPN NFL Primetime. An excellent tackle right as he caught that ball. Thought it might have ended up being a fumble, but
to get a big return.
nice strong arms there to hold on to it. 1st and 10. McNabb, deep drop, throws left side, finds a receiver in stride, and he'll get out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 to 1st and 10. Nice play there. Take a look at it. McNabb scans the field, looks, and fires a really nice pass just in front of that defender there. Don't know that a linebacker's really going to come up with that, but you never know. 3-0 game here, 1st and 10. Dolphins back in Jets territory. This was right about where their drive stalled last time. Miami had a really nice play, and then they tried. Oh, my goodness. Jerome Bettis has -9 yards on 4 carries, which is absurd. The Miami Dolphins leading the New York Jets by a score of 3-0. 2nd and 10 as the sun is completely set and all the stadium lights are on. We are now officially watching a night game.
Quarterback looks to pass.
Number 59 with a nice tackle right as that ball was received. Chamberlain holds on with strong hands and picks up 5. 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4 at the 35-yard line. The quarterback looks to pass.
Short pass to the left side. Bettis wrapped up as soon as he gets hold of it, and that'll stop this Miami Dolphins drive.
Field goal unit comes on.
Gonna come out for a field goal attempt here. Blanchard already has 1 field goal on the day.
It's got the distance.
That has a massive leg behind it. It's it over the crossbar. Absolutely nailed that field goal. 6-0. 6-0 lead for Miami. So the Dolphins have been able to get a couple of bigger plays. And the Jets defense has done a good job at, hey, we gave up the 1, no more. We're good there. Problem is the Jets offense is awful. I mean, just awful. First down and 10. Chandler steps back, throws to the right side, but he's over everyone's heads. A little bit of double coverage out there. Just couldn't find the receiver. Pitch to the right side. Anderson tries to decide if he wants to go left or right, but that indecision ended up costing him some yardage. It's 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8 at the 24-yard line. Far formation for the Jets. The quarterback looks to pass.
Quarterback throws right side, nothing doing. And this Jets offense will punt the ball away again. I rolled the dice on a lot of these games, and I came up a loser. Oof. 3rd and 8, or 4th and 8, excuse me. End over end punt will be returned up to the 40-yard line. First and 10 from the 41.
The Jets line up in an 8-man front. Here's the handoff.
Goes with a handoff. Not a whole lot of room to work with. Nicely done by that Jets defensive line. I think you can kind of see why the Jets are a 3-2 team. Their offense hasn't appeared yet, but their defense is playing well enough to hold them to 2 field goals.
Here's the pitch out.
Pitch out left side. I mean, we saw that in this Jets team in the last season, Madden 04. Their defense was tremendous, and the offense would disappear for large stretches of games. But an interception here, a key stop there, really kept this team. It kept the team oiled to like 11 or 12 straight wins, all the way to the Super Bowl where they lost to whatever team they lost to. Cowboys?
A 23-yard
No.
pass to Reed.
Buccaneers?
Jake Reed combined
Who the hell
with
won the
Chris
Super
Carter
Bowl?
to form the only
I gotta
receiving
probably keep
tandem
better
in
notes.
NFL history to have 1,000 yards each in 4 straight seasons.
Is it Tampa Bay? Either way.
Ball to Bettis.
Bettis gets the ball on that play. Big gain up the middle. Halfway through quarter number 2, and that 7-yard gain sets up 2nd down and 3. At least I assume it's a 7-yard gain. Could have been longer if they had a penalty, but I don't think they did.
Gonna run it. Breaks right.
Right side is
By Abraham.
the good side for Bettis here. 6 yards on 7 carries, under a yard, along of 8. He had -9 on 4 carries, so doing some work over the last 3. 1st and 10, and we'll see the 2-minute warning.
Dolphins 6, Jets nothing.
Blue 22. Blue 22. Set.
1st and 10 from an offset I formation. Quick pass out to the left side, and that gains 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Hey, when that play works, it actually looks kind of nice. Doesn't usually work. That's the problem.
2nd down with under 2 minutes to go in the half. High formation, 2 tight ends for Miami. It's a run.
2nd and 6, looking for some room, but can't find any. And Bettis picks up 3 on the play. 3rd down and 2. Can the Jets hold the Dolphins to yet another field goal attempt? Or can the Dolphins finally break through? McNabb drops back, throws right side. It's tipped and incomplete. Or I should say off the hands of the receiver. And incomplete. 4th and 2 coming up. Kick is up, and it is good. Just snuck it inside that right upright. We might be looking at our special teams primetime players in today's games. Minnesota Vikings kicker and the Miami Dolphins kicker combining for, was that 7 of 7? 21 points between the two of them. Mike Jones, 2nd tackle of the game. Miami, they've been able to move the ball. It's been inconsistent. They've had, kind of like that one big play that's put him into scoring position. Chandler, there he finally finds a receiver. Look at that, Chris Chandler. See what happens when you throw the ball correctly? Not like an idiot. So 1st down and 10, 1:08 to go.
Here's the handoff.
Timeout, Jets.
Okay, just kidding. What is wrong with this game's play calling? It doesn't make any sense. It's crunch time, man. Why are you doing this? 2nd and 11. Signals for the snap.
Brought down by Gooch.
Mike Anderson, 3-yard reception on that. It'll be 3rd down and 8. So they called a run and a timeout, a short pass, no timeout. Chandler steps back, finds a receiver, and he'll get up to midfield before being tackled. Miami not really bothering to get any timeouts called here.
Kick it away. Here's the punt.
Kind of like to see the Jets just wind this as low as they can get it. Shane Leckler again on the field. Okay, just kidding. Hit immediately. And that'll be 1st and 10 inside, deep in their own territory from the 11. So we'll see what the Dolphins want to do, a run and then a timeout. Maybe they'll throw the ball and then a timeout. Pitch to the left side.
That's his 5th tackle today.
And they may just sit on it this deep of their own territory. You don't really want to give the Jets any momentum or any good feelings going into half. Okay, if you would just
Jets, they have none remaining.
just let the clock run. Just let it run. Oh, this game's infuriating.
At halftime, the Dolphins
Just thrown right on his spine. Just right on his spine. Man breaks back on final play because the Jets decided that they were going to take a timeout right before half.
Set to receive the kickoff.
All right. Here we go. Half number 2 is underway.
Chris, let's see what these
And
teams
from the 1, he'll return it up the left sideline. Met by number 44 and dropped right around the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard
Start the
line.
final half of the final game of today's coverage. Don't forget, we'll get you scores, we'll get you standings updates, and then we will send you off to see you later here in ESPN NFL Primetime 2002.
2nd down and 10 to go. High formation, receiver in the slot. Ball to Green. Stop by Foley. He's now made 6 tackles in this game.
3rd down and 6 following the 4-yard gain. Third and 6.
Handoff, no.
Play action pass. McNabb out to the right side. Finds a nice completion out there past the 35-yard line. That'll set up a 1st down and 10 for Jake Reed.
1st and 10. 4-3 defense for the Jets. Ball to Bettis. He
Ball to
corrals it
Bettis.
at the 39-yard
On
line.
right side, Orlando Ruff, 3 tackles.
2nd and 8. 4 down linemen on D. He fakes the handoff.
Play action pass over the middle, and you'll find a receiver that time. Play action working well for this Miami Dolphins team here as we start half number 2. Couple of completions off that play action stuff, which I believe I talked about earlier. I called it. I said, hey, this might be effective. Armchair coach over here. Hey, idiot, why don't you just run it next time?
On that play.
2nd down and 12 to go. They show goal line O with a man in the slot. The kick
2nd and 12. Pitch to the right side. Looking for some room, but well defended by the Jets that time. Number 21 comes up, Donnie Abram, and makes a nice tackle. 3rd and 11.
3rd down and 11 for the 1st. Nickel package with just 3 rushers.
McNabb drops and throws to the right side. Nobody comes up with the pass. Looked like there were a couple of receivers about to cross paths. This is what we've seen from this Miami Dolphins team. A couple of nice plays here or there, but then once the drive, once they fall behind the sticks, it just kind of feels over.
Punt rolls out of bounds.
Got scared by the whistle again and dropped the ball. Ball is at the 14-yard line after the punt. Let's see if the Jets figured out anything over their halftime break.
Quick drop.
They didn't. They did
Inside
not.
the numbers.
Oh,
Jets
let's
need
not
to be more
embarrass
successful
the New
through the
York
air.
Jets like that.
Interesting stats so far, Tom.
They're not
The
interesting.
offense seemed to
They're
have a
bad.
game plan
Chris
that
Berman's like,
attacked
I
the
really
right
hate the
side.
New York Jets today. Let's show how bad they are. And that was going to be an awful play, by the way. He spun around and threw that ball
Stopped by Green.
8 yards at least behind the line of scrimmage
3 at the
to a
21-yard
receiver
line.
who was running toward the boundary, and the dot of that ball looked like it was going to be a catch, and then he was just going to carry himself. The momentum was going to carry him out of bounds for like a 9-yard loss. 0 yards on 4 carries, but he does pick up the first down. This Jets team is a disaster.
1-yard pass.
How do they have any wins? The defense plays pretty well, but this offense hasn't shown anything through nearly 3 full quarters of action.
Across the middle. That's his first
Oh,
pass defended
no.
today.
The defense
Mike
really
Jones
got
with a
the job
real
on the
nice
ball,
pass
and he's
defense
lucky
right
he wasn't
there.
picked off.
3rd down and 9. 1:56 to go here in quarter number 3. All Dolphins so far, which isn't saying a lot. Their offense has been inconsistent. Their defense has been pretty okay.
The defender gets a handout. Incomplete.
But I would credit it more to like really bad Jets offense. Like, for instance, throwing the ball 9 yards or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage toward the sideline and going, this will work. Trying to make that first man miss, but no such luck. Solid tackle there to set up 1st and 10 at the 38. See if McNabb can get this Dolphins offense into any sort of rhythm. It's a nice run by Bettis. They've had some success running the ball. Not a lot, though. I mean, the Jets defense is playing pretty well. And it looks like they've just kind of... The Dolphins have given up. They're like, you know what? We're all right. We've scored all the points we need. We've watched your offense.
At the 41-yard
Imagine
line.
telling that to a defender. Just telling them to play, be like, you know, I don't care. Have you seen your offense?
The pitch to the back. Tackled by Edwards.
Why they put a bunch of babies on
Lost
the
a few
field?
yards on that play.
Just a
That's
bunch of
what I didn't
babies.
get. They're going to try to run it back underneath and take advantage of up the field pressure, but someone obviously blew an assignment.
3rd down and 9, really milking the end of this 3rd quarter clock here. Don't love the play call there in the backfield, though I am appreciative of it being a
39
completed pass.
At the 39-yard line.
They snap the ball now. They wouldn't actually have to take another snap before the end of the 3rd quarter. McNabb. Oh, it will look like it was going to actually set up pretty well until John Perella got off his block and got up the field. I mean, it really looked like it was going to be a pretty good gap to work with. And then that man said, no, thank you. I'd like to give my offense at least one more try to be embarrassing.
High formation, receiver in the slot.
They are going for it on 4th and 12. What on earth is happening?
Draw play.
They are going with a draw play.
Switches gears.
Chris, they should have kicked the ball instead of trying to score 6 every possession.
At the end of the 3rd quarter, the Dolphins lead by 9.
What? That is not the first time that's happened.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
1st and 10, and the Jets have their best field position of the day, and they nearly threw it away. Oh, my goodness.
2nd and 10. Chandler looking to throw.
Chandler throws and finds a receiver. I can't believe. They have their best field position because the Dolphins, for some weird reason, went for that 4th and 10 or whatever. It was actually 4th and 12. Doesn't matter. The point is they went for it on 4th down on their own side of the field.
You know, Chris, the receiver did all the work on that.
Kyle Brady
He bailed the
picking up
quarterback
the
out of
reception
what
there.
wasn't the most wise.
And then Chris Chandler nearly just threw it all right away. Anderson, he's going to get a shoestring tackle.
17-yard pass to Anderson. That's his third catch.
I feel like the game just
It
gets
appears that the defense
confused.
had a breakdown on that
Like it
play.
wants to just run the clock out, but once the
Knocked down, incompletion.
once the players break the huddle
That's his
and
first
like
pass defensive
get
today.
set,
They need to start
in
spreading
line.
out the ball to more areas of the field.
the clock, internal clock goes 5 seconds or whatever, you know.
Quarterback looks to pass. Third and goal.
Third down and goal from the 2-yard line. Chandler drops back, throws an incomplete pass between everybody. I think this would be a shot where I think you just kind of have to maybe try and get the try to get the touchdown here. You're too close to be kicking field goals.
It's good.
It's up and good for
That's
3.
his first field goal today. Blackwell set to receive the kickoff. High and to the right. Stopped by Edwards.
So see what the Dolphins want to do here. Donnie Edwards picks up tackle
First
number
down,
4.
10 to go. 4 down linemen on D.
There's no reason for them to really need to throw the ball. They're in control of this game. They're up by a touchdown. They're going to try and find a run with Bettis. Nicely done off the left side.
By Bettis.
Eight yards on that one. They'll
Second
take a
down,
long
2
time
to
in the
go.
huddle.
The Dolphins put a man in the slot.
Where was this, Minnesota? Where on earth was this?
McNabb with the
Okay, not
putback.
this.
Caught by
Okay,
Bettis.
that.
An amazing takedown by the defender.
Jerome Bettis is amazing to watch because he's maintained his physical style for so long and done it so well.
Jets crowd making all the noise they can. The Jets aren't out of this game by any stretch because they did kick that field goal. They do need the touchdown to win. It does feel like they are out of it because the only time they scored any points was because they started on the plus side of the field.
The pitch out by McNabb.
That's all right. Just keep it on the ground. No big deal.
An important
The Dolphins
down,
have no
and they're
reason
just
to be
not
putting
able
it
to
in the
get
air.
the
You
ball.
cannot give this Jets team another chance. I mean, you can. I don't think they're going to do anything with it, but who knows? Maybe that's where they decide to go like, oh, we're playing football now. They're a fourth quarter, 2-minute team.
Second and 14.
All right, so we will hit the 2-minute warning. 9-3 our score.
At the 2-minute
Miami
warning,
up on the
Dolphins
Jets here
9,
in
Jets 3.
East Rutherford,
As
New
we
Jersey.
go inside the numbers, the Dolphins have been completely shut down on offense. Anything stand out to you in these stats, Tom?
The offense seemed to have no running game today.
McNabb with a quarterback lunge or sneak or something there. Orlando Ruff 4 tackles and a QB knockdown. Jets not taking any timeouts here. I'm actually kind of okay with that, I guess. I wonder what's more valuable. I mean, obviously, if you don't use them, they're going to go to waste, and you're really relying on your defense to not give up a 3rd and 10 running play. But, like, would you rather have 2 minutes with no timeouts or, like, a minute with 3 timeouts? I don't know. Probably depends on the situation, honestly. If you have, like, I guess maybe depends on the field position potential. Potential field position. All right, so this game, while it does have improvements in the clock management, and we're going to get into that wonky spot here with about 30 seconds to go, The Jets are going to start taking timeouts all of a sudden, and the Dolphins aren't going to actively try to get a first down after this play. They will just kneel the ball down. Okay, so there's timeout number 1. They come out in a victory formation.
Timeout, Jets.
And there's no... Why did they not take a timeout earlier? Why is it programmed to just do the victory formation inside 30 seconds? I mean, would this even be a fun game to play against a computer opponent?
Stop at the 24-yard line.
Drug down from behind, of
Blanchard
course.
is awarded
Blanchard, your player of the game.
When you're awarded
Second
as
game
being the
MVP,
best
that's a
of the
kicker.
best, that's something
And that
special.
tells you everything you need to know.
The Jets send a man in motion. Chandler looking to throw. The defender gets
Off the
a hand.
hands and incomplete one-on-one coverage. A little jump ball, 50-50 action. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10.
Quarterback drops back.
Chandler finds a receiver well short of the line to gain. That should do it, because this game does this while the clock runs in the background.
Down and 4 for the first. They're really
Maybe
good
they'll
to
get
spread
one
the
more
field.
play off.
The Jets send
They
a
do
man in
not.
motion.
Okay, well,
That's the game.
sure.
Dolphins win
Sure.
by 6 and
They you know what, you got to see what you love.
Tom Jackson
All
and the
field
Entire crew.
goals
We'll see
in
you
those
next week
final
right
3
here
games.
on ESPN.
All field goals. A pretty abysmal end. We had a really good game. The first game was so good. Let's go back up to the top and get you some scores, and we'll update you on the standings. We'll also talk about the prime time players before we get you out of here. Cardinals, they beat the Bears by 10, 13-3. Packers take down the Ravens 24-14. The Browns beat the Bengals in the best game of the day. That was the first game of the day. 20-13 the score there. The Vikings blanked the Lions 12-0 on the strength of 4 field goals. Woo! Panthers 13, Saints 10 in the misery bowl of one-win teams that have looked awful. They like their Lions are making these teams look really good. Rams beat the Giants 14-6, and even though the Rams are going to have a really good record, their last couple of victories haven't been super impressive. Chiefs beat the Steelers in Kansas City 13-10. Patriots beat the Chargers by 2 touchdowns in New England 27-13. Falcons, they win an NFC West showdown 17-13 over the 49ers. The Titans beat the Bucks 13-8 in Tennessee. Broncos Seahawks, our first tie of the season at 6-6 in Seattle. And the Dolphins beat the Jets in the battle of field goals. So we saw a couple of touchdowns, very exciting touchdowns in the first game, and then nothing but field goals since. 4, 12 field goals. And a couple of them got missed. The Colts beat the Raiders 6-3. And Dallas takes down Washington 23-14. That's a big game. Washington currently on top of the NFC East. Usually the Cowboys division. Steve Berline, your AFC offensive primetime player, 261 through the air with 2 touchdown passes. Darryl Green, AFC defensive player, primetime player, 7 tackles, 4 passes defensed, 1 interception. Gary Blanchard, we knew it was going to be him. 3 field goals for the AFC special teams primetime player from the Miami Dolphins. Over on the NFC side, Michael Westbrook for Washington picked up the primetime player. 2 TD receptions, 122 receiving yards. Primetime player, defensive primetime player, I should say, for the NFC is Kurt Schultz. 1 interception return touchdown, 2 picks just by himself. Nice. 1 tackle, 1 pass defensed. And Paul Ettinger, unsurprisingly, your NFC special teams primetime player with 4 made field goals. All right, let's take a look at the standings. 2 5-1 teams, and the Seahawks are 4-1-1 through 6 weeks. The NFC has the Rams on top, the Packers just behind, Falcons, Bucks, Cowboys, Vikings. The East looks like this. The Cowboys with a big win against Washington drops Washington to 3-3. They've lost 2 in a row, even though they had a pretty monster point differential. Cowboys at 3-2, Washington at 3-3, Eagles 2-3, Cardinals 2-3, Giants 2-4. The NFC West has the Rams on top of the Falcons, but the Falcons don't trail by much. 5-1 for the Rams, 4-2 for the Falcons. The 49ers, Panthers, and Saints very quickly falling out of it at 2-4, 2-4, and 1-4. The Central is led by the Packers at 5-1. The Buccaneers have lost 2 straight, including a game to the Packers last week. They dropped to 3-2. The Vikings are 3-3 following a victory over the Lions. The Bears are 2-3. And the Lions are an abysmal team. 0-5, they have scored 10 total points, and they are losers of 5 in a row. I mean, even like the Panthers are like pretty bad, but they've put up some respectable numbers over the last couple of weeks. The Saints, they're getting outscored terribly, but they picked up a victory at least. In the AFC, we'll take a look at this. Looks like Seahawks up on top with that tie. That tie could come in handy for the Seahawks. Bengals, Patriots, Raiders, Titans, Jags, those top 6 teams. AFC East has the Patriots on top at 4-2. The Bills not far behind at 3-2, as are the Colts. Dolphins are 3-3, and the Jets are 3-3 following today's results. In the AFC West, the Seahawks are 4-1. The Raiders are 3-2. Well, they're 4-1-1, excuse me. Seahawks 4-1-1. The Raiders are 3-2. The Broncos 3-2-1. The Chiefs 3-3, and the Chargers 1-4. In the AFC Central, which always proves to be absolute chaos, the Bengals are on top at 4-2. They lost today's game to the Browns, who improved to 3-3. They only trail the Titans and the Jaguars by a half game. Those teams 3-2. Then you have those Browns at 3-3. The Ravens 2-4, and the Steelers 1-4. The Ravens started 2-0 and have dropped every game since. All right, that will do it. I'll pop a save right here, and we will join you in 1 to maybe 2 weeks for week number 7 in ESPN NFL Primetime 2002. Thank you so much for watching. We should be taking a look at Madden NFL 24 next week, and then we will resume this on August 22nd, I believe is what the day is. Yes. Or if the thing doesn't work out, then obviously it'll be next week. I hadn't really considered that. It's worked in the past, but who knows? It's a new year. New year, new us. Anything interesting kind of popping here? Not really? Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can join us every Tuesday for this lovely series right here on youtube.com/JohnSourceTrack. So be sure to scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell, and you can catch all the latest NFL action from 20 years ago. Good sports. Go team. Goodbye. See you next week.